They're playing both sides of the ball. But defensively, Coach Alafapo does a great job year in and year out. He's reunited with Blaine Monkers again this year, and played a Tooele team who they were expected to beat, but held them to just a couple scores. Whereas last year, Tooele scored 35 points on them. So I think they've got to feel really good on both sides of the ball. They've obviously lost stars on both sides, but man, there's guys stepping up this year. Jake Staley on defense has been awesome. Connor Walden, among others. So a really well-rounded Flyer team.
All right, we're going to jump into a little bit more here in a minute. Just again, a quick reminder, games around the conference tonight. Crosstown at Desert Hills. It is Snow Canyon Desert Hills. That should be, I think, a pretty good matchup as well. I'm looking here at Perry's Power Guide. They are both leaning kind of toward Desert Hills, which doesn't surprise me. I still think the Warriors are a little bit of an unknown, and they seem to be this way the last quite a few years. They'll come out one game and just blow the doors off. Then they'll come out the next game, and it's like, who are you guys?
Yeah, I mean, they open up with that miracle win against Taylorsville. They played really good, I thought, against Ridgeline. Then they lose to Shadow Ridge last week on the last play. They had 1 yard to go after a Hail Mary and couldn't quite get in. But they battled in all 3 games. Their defense is good. But, Mike, we've seen Desert Hills the last couple weeks. Their defense flies around, and it's going to be tough for Snow Canyon to score.
Yeah, they scored well. The other game tonight is Pineview up at Canyon View. And so far this year, things not looking the brightest there for the Falcons of Canyon View. And they got a lot of new things as well. A new coach, a little bit of a new system. But the kids, when we talked to them on the media day, were excited. They were buying into what was being sold by the coaches. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, we have our national anthem coming up here at Waltbrook Stadium. So we're going to take an extended 2-minute break. We'll be back again with more on the pregame after our national anthem on the way in 2 minutes.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
And we welcome you back once again to Waltbrook Stadium, just ending our national anthem. Color Guard still remaining on the field as they bring off the colors of the United States of America. We're just moments away again from finishing up with the pregame show, of course, getting ready for high school football here tonight. We'll be joining with our viewers along on Channel 22 as well here in a couple of minutes. So a lot of ways you can get tonight's game, listen to it here on the radio. You can catch it on the internet. You can watch it on TV. We've kind of got the quadruple threat thing going on here tonight for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. You can listen. You can watch on sportsradio977.com, all part of the Summit Athletic Club Triplecast. And looking forward to getting this one underway. Flyers and Cedar Redmond both come in 2-1. Talked about the different scheduling. I think most people would say Dixie had a tougher strength of schedule, but nonetheless, Cedar 2 wins and excited to come in on the road against the Flyers in Week 1 of region play.
All right, again, so a couple of things. Let's take a look at a couple of maybe what do we call them? Well, I can't give the whole starting lineups tonight, but some of the premier players and things that we can kind of expect, and we certainly appreciate our great sponsors, including Sky Mountain Golf Course.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the star for the Dixie Flyers so far this season has been Reggie Graff. He had 7 touchdowns last week against Tooele. We talked about in the summer all the stars that Dixie was losing, and Hobbs Nyberg, a bunch of guys on defense like Tyson Miller, Jacob Barbin. But it's amazing how quickly they've figured out their identity as Graff has been awesome in the first 3 weeks. 4 touchdowns thrown last week, 3 on the ground. He throws it a lot to Nate Mahi, who's their premier wide receiver, a next-level kid. He'll be playing the slot. He'll get some carries in the backfield, jet sweep, stuff like that. On the defensive side of the ball, Connor Walden for the Dixie Flyers, a returning stud from last year, led them in tackles at the defensive line position. Also, Tyson Miller, a kid coming into the year who is getting a lot of publicity, a lot of D1 hype as a defensive player, and now they're putting him as well on offense as one of their top receivers. He went for, I think, over 100 yards last week for Reggie Graff.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up some of the stats here in receiving. You're right, Tyson has 8 catches, a little over 200 yards. That's 26-plus yards per catch, so he's doing very well. Nate Mahi, the other guy, 263, over 16 yards. So they can air it out. They've got that, and I think that's what makes Dixie this year so good. You got the packages. They've always played good defense, and the offense has done well. But I'd tell you, the Reggie to those couple of guys.
Yeah.
And then you got that, Manuelos guy
Yeah,
in the
right.
backfield.
And I think that right now is somewhat, if you had to choose a question mark on the Dixie offense, it would probably be the running back position. Preston Moore got some carries last week. Benuelos has been there as well. They're leading the team, but they don't have Quinn or Trey Miller going back a couple years types of numbers. So they still got to figure out who's going to be their featured back, who's going to get the 3rd and 3 carry to get conversions, and now that region play has started.
Cedar, of course, going with Jackson Garrett at the quarterback. He doesn't throw it a lot. That's no surprise from Cedar, but he's 6 out of 14, 84 yards, a couple of touchdowns this year, but they certainly like to get the likes, and the guy leading the way is that, I don't know if you meant Drake Fakahua, and Drake is 20 carries, 121 yards, over 6 per carries. And I got to admit, Colby Meek, this is a guy that, to me, kind of, where'd you come from, Colby? But 10 carries, 81 yards, obviously 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's a quick kid. He'll run routes from the slot position as well as get carries in the backfield. Drake Fakahua, one of the best, I think, two-way players in the region this year, playing linebacker, playing running back. He's going to have to carry it a lot tonight. I think Cedar wants to kind of slow down the pace. They're not going to be able to play the high-flying style and to keep up with Dixie. They're going to have to try to control the ball, time of possession, and have Drake Fakahua maybe carry it up to 20 times tonight.
All right, we certainly appreciate all of our great sponsors. Again, our corporate sponsor this year, Summit Athletic Club. They've recently expanded and taken over Quebec. I don't know how many tens of thousands of feet now of good recreation area they've got, but they've really got it going on. Doesn't matter where in the city or the county, they're relatively close this year. So we certainly appreciate the good folks at the Summit Athletic Club. Over 200 classes a week, state-of-the-art equipment. They've got you covered this year. Thanks to them and all of our great sponsors. And every time we start a game, we start talking the pregame, brought to you by Roy's Pizza and Pasta. I get hungry.
Yeah,
I get hungry.
me too.
Don't talk to me about food right now.
Right when we're supposed to be concentrating, we got to think about Roy's P. I agree with you.
All right, we're going to take another 1-minute break. We'll be back as we get ready for the start of tonight's game. I think, are we on the TV now? I think we've got the picture coming up, helicopter coming in. I assume that's a football, not Santa Claus or something. Anyway, 1-minute break. We'll be right back with the start of tonight's game.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
There is a place where rocks bleed, and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents, and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
How we do? Welcome you back once again, Walbrook Stadium. We are just moments away. I was right. It was the football that dropped out of the helicopter. A royal blue Dixie football. I like that.
Yeah, pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
Well, they just keep stepping it up here. Pretty good crowd, big crowd from Dixie, and I have a feeling that the crowd across the way, although it's not huge right now, will be growing. And I just got the feeling right midway through the first quarter, we'll see a lot more people across the way. So let's see. I didn't have a chance. Have you talked to the coaches? Maybe a little quick coaches comment here, Andy.
Yeah, I think Coach Mockers talked with on the Devin Dixon show earlier, and he just talked about Region 9, and he's been away for a couple years, but the parity. I mean, after 2 big wins and a really competitive game against Springville, he just kind of talked about the turnovers, how physical you have to be in the trenches, especially against Cedar. You won't see a guy who's been in Region 9 a long time disrespect any opponent or look past anybody, because they know anytime you do that, you're going to lose. And so Coach Mockers was just very respectful about the Cedar team and how physical they are on the defensive side of the ball.
Josh Bennett, head coach at Cedar High, working through some changes there, doing a very good job. And I said this to the kids during the media. I said, never, ever will I vote against Cedar, because they just seem to be the comeback kids. Doesn't matter what time of the year, they can lose 5 straight and suddenly win 3 in a row, or vice versa, whatever. They have a heritage of playing through to the end.
Yeah, one of the most respected teams as far as just having a bunch of tough kids year in and year out up in Cedar. Coach Bennett is trying to keep the program going, instituting some new stuff, especially on offense. It's taken a bit. He doesn't have a Mason Fakahua over the last couple years, who's just a star D1 kid. But Jackson Garrett, he has a rare luxury this year, Mike, of having a returning starter quarterback. Not a lot of Region 9 teams have that. Jackson Garrett has had a couple good games in a row and knows this region, and they're hoping for big things from him in region play this year.
Yeah, I think Cedar was by far and away the team that returned the most starters from last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they've really got that going for them. Doesn't guarantee anything, but I tell you, if you can bring back kids that have had the experience, as you kind of pointed out, especially in this Region 9 play, that brings a lot to it.
Yeah, and a playoff team last year, they were kind of fighting tooth and nail with Snow Canyon, got that big win on the road against Snow Canyon to make the playoffs. So you're right. When their back's up against the wall, that's when they perform the best. Obviously, a huge challenge with a lot of the talent in Royal Blue tonight here with the Dixie Flyers. But I never count them out. Just like you said, Mike, they always bring it all.
I think I just saw from the coin flip there, I believe the Dixie Flyers won the flip, and they have elected to receive. So they're saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. We want our hands on that football first.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an attribute of Mockers and Andy Stokes. Whenever they win it, they want the ball, put the pedal to the metal. They have a lot of confidence in their offense and just want to get going and score quick in the first quarter.
All right, welcome once again. Glad to have you along with us. We appreciate Camping World of St. George, big sponsor. Boy, they've really stepped up in a lot of ways. We appreciate them, all that they do. We have our honors we'll give up at the end of the game. Dad's Trucking, Appliance Wholesalers Plus, Jimmy John's, and many, many more. So the Cedar Redmen ready to go to work and kick off. Flyers will send a couple of guys back deep. Tyler Walden, number 8, is back there. And also Nate Mahi, as you pointed out, a heck of a guy to have back there.
Yeah, one of the biggest, just electric players in the region, whether on special teams or offense, and he's lived up to the hype so far in 3 games with all sorts of stats.
Senior Zane Montgomery tees it up, ready to go, foot getting ready, and into it, and it's in the air. The low driving kick takes a bounce, One bounce picked up at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Big hole right up the middle. Out to the 35, to the 40, and out to the 45-yard line. Wow, what a nice return by that young guy.
Yeah, Tyler Walden showing off the burst right away. He's got big play ability, playing on both sides of the ball this year for Coach Blaine Monkers, one of their best defensive backs. Got a good scoop on it off the turf. Good blocking all the way close to midfield.
So out to the 45-yard line, the Flyers will start it there. Again, Reggie Graff, the junior quarterback, out of the shotgun, and they'll go to the spread offense, double wide to the left side, single wide to the right. One setback, also a slot. Now bad snap actually goes through the arms of Graff. He turns around, picks it up, and he is going to be buried for about a 7-yard loss. I don't know if he didn't expect it or just what, but that was right at his hands. It popped in the air.
Yeah, popped up. Made a pretty athletic play to catch it after he tipped it to himself, and then tries to make something out of it. Breaks a couple tackles, but still tackled for a loss.
Man, wideout Keaton Schweitzer. He was in the slot on the right side. Looks like, I don't know if it's going to be a fly or not, but he was on the move. In any event, they lose 7. Second down, 17 yards to go. Empty backfield now for Graff as he drops back, just a 3-man rush. He has time, fires it complete, and that's enough for the first down. Nice catch out there by Josh Cedar.
Nice little comeback route on 2nd and long for Cedar. Another trouble with the snap by Graff. Picks it up, throws it with his strong left arm. Strike right to the chest of number 15 for a first down.
Nice job on the replay watching that. There were 2 defenders right there, but one kind of slipped, and that was exactly what Cedar needed to pull it off. So it's 1st and 10 Dixie at the Cedar 44-yard line. Underway, first quarter. No score on the one-loss scoreboard. Graff rolls this way. He's looking. Nowhere to go. He keeps it, pulls it in, and he gets slammed down after he gained up a short, maybe 2-yard gain was all. I take it back. That is a 7-yard gain. I was looking at the wrong thing, so that was a nice pickup. Watch Graff eyes downfield the whole time, but realized no one to go to.
Yeah, he had one guy on a fly, and then Mahi on a 5-yard out. Both covered up pretty well by Cedar, but Graff makes it look easy. Just runs it to the sideline, gets 7 yards.
So it's 2nd and about 3 yards to go for the Flyers. They took the opening kick, and so far they maintain control. And a low snap, and we may have seen movement that time. That usually is the indication that way as they blow the play dead very, very quickly, and there it is, procedure call against the Flyers. So that'll make it now 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. Apparently it's not going to change the call because here come the Flyers. 10:40 to go, quarter 1, no score early in this one. Friday night football here at Walt Brooks Stadium. Again, the empty backfield, trips right, double wide left, and the snap low, but he picks it up off the ground. Straight up the middle, first down and more, down to near the 30-yard line. I'll tell you what, right now, I'm going to give some credit to Reggie Graff. He didn't know if that snap's up, down, low, right, left, but he's finding it.
Yeah, 3 bad snaps. He's made 3 athletic plays this time, carrying up the middle. People are always trying to compare him to Blake Barney. I always thought that was unfair, but the plays he's able to make with his feet when things go bad are very reminiscent of another 5 used to play here.
All right, Weston Banuelos back there with him in the backfield. And he drops back, looks to the left, swing pass out, complete to the 25, and another couple of yards after that, down to about the 23-yard line. That was a good, simple out pattern, but nicely done. He went down about, 5-6 yards, turned, gave a great target to throw to.
Yeah, Travis Muir, you can see the crispness of this Dixie Flyer team that they always seem to have. And it's no different with Reggie Graff. He takes 2 steps back, knows right where his guy's going to be. Little cushion from Cedar on the defensive side by Tavian Brown. Easy catch from Muir.
Picked up about 8, maybe 8.5 yards. 2nd and short now for the Flyers as they give it to Banuelos. He's trying to circle wide. Not going to get there. Grabbed in the backfield, and he'll lose about 2 yards on that carry.
Great play by Twitchell there on the left side as Banuelos was going to go in, and we see on the replay, then decides to cut out, and Twitchell breaks off the tackle's block and makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by 18.
So it's 3rd down now and about 4 yards to go for the Flyers. They took the opening kick, although they started on their own 45. Now we have a little discussion on the near sideline. Jack White is a backup quarterback, and he's coming in right now. Interesting. I didn't see any injury, anything, but
looks like Graff is being treated for a little bit of a bloody arm.
Ah.
Getting some tape on it. Looks to be nothing serious, but some blood.
Little pressure on that guy in there right now. He is a freshman, Jack White. He goes, "You want who to go where, Coach?" All right, out of the gun takes the snap. Banuelos with the handoff. Looking, but will not get the first down. That'll set up 4th down and short. And I believe Graff's ready to come back in. And White says, "Good, here you go, buddy.
Good job,
This
Jack.
is your football."
And credit the center. As soon as he gets the freshman in there with sweaty palms, he throws
Perfect snap,
a snap right back to him.
All right, so it looks as if, and this is no surprise, the Flyers will go for it. 4th and about 2 yards. They're on the 23. They need at least the 21. Flyers will send trips to the left with a single wide to the right. And again, Graff out of the gun. Banuelos in the backfield with him. And a lot of movement. Let's see who went first. Cedar says it was Dixie, and the officials agree. Wow. So 2 straight mistakes by Dixie have kind of marched them the wrong way. And go ahead.
Yeah, they had a pretty crisp. When they actually get the play off or get the snap right, they've had passes working for them all the way down the field. This would be a huge stop for Cedar. It looks like Dixie's obviously going to go for it, but it'd be a huge stop for Cedar in the first series of the game.
Everything's set up the same. Trips to the left side, one wide out to the right for Graff. Graff gets it back, has time. Now a little swing pass, screen to the 40, finds room, or 30 to the 20, to the 15, side steps to the 10, to the 5, inside down around the 3 or 4 yard line. Hey, look, Banuelos is on his way.
Beautiful call on 4th down by Blaine Monkers. To run a little screen here. We'll see it set up. Lineman blocked for a beat. Pass goes to Banuelos, and I thought Tavian Brown had a chance at him right here, but a little deke back inside, gets him inside the 5 yard line. Great play by Banuelos.
You know, if you really watch the feet of Banuelos, he's a dancer. Man, the feet are going back and forth. That kid's got some good moves. Sorry if I offended you, calling you a dancer. That was a positive thing. All right, it's 1st and goal for the Flyers. Again, now this time the ball is dropped, and Graff has to go back and get it at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Graff was going to call his own number on the zone read there, but this time a decent snap, just dropped it. They've had issues in the backfield here after he meshes with the running back and Twitchell with the tackle in the backfield.
I did like what I saw there, though. When it went to the turf, he was looking to get the ball and get on it, not try to pick it up and run or anything else.
That's right.
So it's 2nd and goal now, but now they're 12 yards away. First quarter, no score. 7.5 minutes remaining in this one, in the first quarter of action. Again, Graff out of the gun. Back. And a pass right over the middle. Tipped up and away. Beautiful defensive move. Is that Meek, I think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Meek. Maybe the ball was thrown just a little bit behind the intended receiver, but they also had Meek in there with his arms all over the receiver once they made contact. And I'll tell you, Kazir had good position. He was inside of the defensive back, but Meek made up for it. Great play.
All right, so it is now 3rd down and goal to go for the Flyers after it looked like that TD was almost a sure thing. Now they still got 12 yards to go. 3rd down for the Flyers. Boy, jumping all over the place. And again, a Dixie Flyer offense. I believe it was the tackle on the right side. Stood straight up, looked around and thought, how come I'm the only one standing?
Yeah, the couple plays before it was the left side of the line. This time Nate Johnson gets started a little bit early. He's frustrated at himself after that one. 3rd and long.
So the ball comes out to the 17-yard line. Now it is 3rd and goal, but they're 17 yards away. And they got to go all the way, of course, to get – there's no first down is what I'm saying here. They do, I am assuming, go with at least 2 more downs should they need them. Let's see what happens. Graff has to reach down again. Quick pass on the left. Caught, dive, touchdown, Flyers. Oh, what a nice grab by Travis Muir.
And another great route run by Muir. Just a 15-yard out. Catches it at the 2-yard line and then has the wherewithal to dive over the defender. Arm outstretched over the goal line for 6.
I think it's a lot of trust by the QB and the wideout. That was a pretty well-timed pattern. as that was only a quick 3-step drop, and Reggie just turned and fired it. Muir was perfectly positioned, and then a nice job of a little shuck, and then he dove into the end zone. So 6-0. Flyers draw the first blood in this one. Here comes the PAT. Kick is up and splits the uprights. So we have it. Let's take a quick 45-second break. 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Flyers 7, Redmond nothing. Back in 45.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, we are back. Well, you'll have to say, Andy, that they did what they wanted, they being the Flyers.
Yeah.
They got the ball first, and they marched it downfield.
Yeah, they had some difficulties with the snap, hitting the turf going high. Graft did it the best he could with it, but passing the ball, just throwing strikes all the way down the field, ends it with a touchdown to Travis Muir.
Here comes the kick. This is a high end-over kick, and nobody has a chance at that one. Touchback, so the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. That's really become a staple in football today, hasn't it?
Yeah,
These kickers are stronger.
Absolutely. It's impressive, even in high school, how much they're just booting it out of the back of the end zone. I mean, 10 years ago, I don't think we saw that very much.
All right, so here it goes. First offensive series coming up for Jackson Garrett and the Cedar High Redmond. They have it on their own 20-yard line. They will send Tavion Brown. He's the wideout to the left. Near side comes Colby Meek. And again, in the back, Jackson Garrett out of the shotgun. And whoops, a little bit of movement there. I believe that looked like the back there took a little step too early.
Yeah, Drake Fagahu with a little bit of a flinch. He's expected to have a huge night tonight as far as carrying the ball for the Cedar Redmond. Got a little excited there on play one.
That's the one spot, well, him and the quarterback, where if you do anything, everybody knows. If you're
right.
a lineman, you could. Well,
you can hide a little bit.
You can hide, but not out there. So here we go. Set it up again. Same situation. Snap, hand it up. Akahua up the middle. He'll pick up about 3 yards out to the 18-yard line. Line of scrimmage after the 5 yards. We're back to the 15. 2nd and 12 right now for the Redmond.
Great play there by Famuina. He's a big defensive tackle. Going to be tough to move all night long for the Cedar Redmond.
All right, so it'll be 2nd and long for the Redmond. 6:46 on the one-loss scoreboard with a 7-0 score and motion. Tavion rolls from left to right, looking downfield for him, flip it out, and it's incomplete. Almost looked like he looked up and saw Tavion Brown, but over top Brown, and the deeper guy was closer, but not close enough. That's Jackson Cook.
Yeah, throws it kind of right between the two. It was like a 10-yard out and then a flag route by Cook. And I thought Tavion ran a really good route, was open for a second, but he had to throw it over some tall guys. He floated it for an incompletion.
Big play early in the game. Now for the Cedar Redmond, they face 3rd and long. This is their first offensive series. As, again, they bring him up. Single setback in the backfield. One wide out either side for the Redmond. In motion goes Meek. From right to left, rolling left. The quarterback looks downfield. Got Meek open. Instead, he goes over top downfield. Picked off at the 45 and returned back to the 40-yard line. And Tyson Miller just says, that made it easy.
Yeah, Garrett just threw it way too late. He liked the out route on the left side. Instead, he tried to float it deep to a guy coming back to it. And Tyson Miller just catches it chest high. We'll see here on the replay, a rollout action. Pretty good blocking on that left side to allow him time. But I think he should have pulled the trigger on the earlier one. Instead, he tries to get it out to Tavian Brown. Easy interception for Miller.
All right, so the first TO goes from Cedar to the Flyers. They lead at 7-0. 6:20 time remaining, quarter number 1. And the Flyers now have it again on the Redmond 40-yard line going in. Trips to the near side for Reggie Graff. Anuelos, the lone back, with him. And one wide out to the right as well. Graff on the count. Now that's a nice snap. Fake, swing it out to Mahi. Mahi gets around one man, two men down the near sideline, and he gets close to that first down.
Wow, what a physical run by Mahi. Just a little bubble screen. They want to get the ball into his hands. I think that's his first catch. Does a stiff arm here right after he makes the catch, puts the guy to the ground. Great little move inside, then cuts back outside, stiff arm,
wow,
and then finishes the run really strong here on the sideline, lowering his shoulder. Great job by number 3.
Yeah, and he got the first down and then some. He got it plus a couple. So the ball goes to the 28-yard line, and it is 1st and 10 Flyers. They lead it already 7-0. Couple of ticks under 6 minutes to go, quarter number 1. This time, Anuelos, he's going to get picked and hammered back. Wow. May even have lost half a yard.
Big collision there. Number 73, Bryce Crowley, gives him his full body contact. Drills him to the ground. Great job. Maybe the play of the game so far.
Yeah, that door closed in a hurry, didn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, so they look to the near side to get the next offensive play. And everybody checks the play, looks down at their wrist, reads, I gotcha, coach. Here we go. 2nd down, about 11 yards to go. Flyers up 7-0, a little over 5 to go here in the first quarter. And they, I'm not sure, there's a little mix-up there. Reggie Graff kept looking, and now he's got the play. And they got to call timeout. Yeah, they took too much time. Looked like Graff wasn't sure what was coming in. 5:01 to go. Let's take a 45-second break, and we'll be back. Once again on the one-loss scoreboard, 7-0 Flyers, back in 45.
Por las cosas que nos pueden mantener seguros. Y ahora, las que llevamos con nosotros ofrecen alertas inalámbricas de emergencia. Por medio de un sonido y vibración particular, estarás al tanto donde quiera que estés.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just gotta try a little harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Back once again. Thanks for joining us here. Walbrook Stadium is the place for this Dixie and Cedar matchup. Once again, we have second, about 11 yards to go, a little over 5 minutes remaining. And 7-0 Flyers lead. They're going in. They can keep this set rolling. Beautiful night for football here in southern Utah. Back goes Graff. He has some time. Steps up in the pocket. Got a man down there. And incomplete. He was looking for Nate Mahi. And that was probably one of the few off passes. That really sailed, I think, on Reggie.
Yeah, tough little wobbler there by Reggie. Was being pressured a little bit by Twitchell. Did a good job stepping up in the pocket. And I thought Mahi had a step on a guy. First kind of bad pass we've seen by Graff all night, Mike.
So it is 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Again, Graff and Banuelos in the backfield. Double wide left, double wide right for the Flyers. They lead it 7-0. That only took 5 seconds off the clock. Graff back has protection. Now he's forced out of the pocket, running left, and he's got to dump it downfield, throws it short. Trying to come back again was Miller, but he couldn't get back. Or excuse me, that was Mahi. He did the right thing. He saw his guy in trouble, and he tried to come back, but as we watch in the replay, that pass was just way short.
Good job chasing by Nate Ellis and Ezra Leita on the defensive line. They struggle to put pressure. Graff gets rid of it so fast. Normally, this time they flush him out of the pocket, and he's got nowhere to throw it.
So it's a fourth down now, still about 11 yards to go. Flyers seem somewhat stymied after, just going right downfield that first series and getting the touchdown. Let's see what they can come up with. Trips to the right, Graff back, stands in there, floats one over top, and it's too tall.
Yeah, they just throw it deep this time on 4th and long. They converted last series on a big 4th and long. This time they just try to throw it over the Cedar defense to Josh Cedar. Had a beat out him, just threw it to the back of the end zone, Mike.
Yeah, he was deep, but he would have had to have been also about 6'9" to come down with that one. So T.O., they give the ball back on downs to the Cedar Redmen, so the Redmen are able to kind of sidestep their mistake, and they get the ball back at the 29-yard line. We go the other way. 4:43 to go, quarter number 1. We appreciate our great sponsors, including InfoWest. And we'll have the InfoWest halftime coming up. Jackson Garrett back. Keeps it himself, tries to go up the middle, and he'll have 2, maybe 3 yards. Well, that was looked like a long coming decision for the QB. He had his big guy running right beside him, but then said, nah, I'll take it this time.
Yeah, it's one of those rare zone read plays where either read you make, Mike, is wrong.
Yep.
This time he decides to keep it. And Garrett's a capable runner, but not the type of guy that Graff is on the other side for the Dixie Flyers.
Right.
And gets a couple yards on first down.
But if you watch the other option, like you said, Drake Fakahua was nailed about 4 yards too, so not much there. He did gain 3, second down, 7 yards to go, as this time they try the right side of the line and keeping it going. Fakahua says, you ain't going to get me down. He gets up near midfield.
Rumbling, stumbling, big number 37. No read this time, just a straight power handoff up the middle, and he pays it off with a huge run as Flyers are just bouncing off of him and falling off of him. He gets to the second level quick, gets a good block there by his offensive lineman, and it just keeps those legs churning for a big Cedar first down, their first of the game.
I got to say, over the years, that play right there probably, to me, exemplifies Redmond football. Give it to me and get out of the way. And they go, the option, keeping it again, is Garrett. Garrett working left. He gets about 5 yards. Pretty good job. Nice sell on the inside fake handoff, taking himself, looped left, and got 5.
Yeah, Kanoe was the guy he's reading on that, the outside linebacker on the left side. He'll commit inside to Fakahua after that big run. Garrett keeps it. Number 20 almost gets all the way back to him, but not after about 5-yard gain.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 as just over midfield. First time Cedar has been into the Dixie half of the field. They have it at the Flyer 49-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. On the fly, they fake the handoff. Keeping it and heading forward. Jackson Garrett close to that first down. I believe now maybe just a little bit short, maybe a half yard.
Yeah, uses Tavian Brown as his jet sweep decoy. One of the big playmakers on the Cedar team who hasn't gotten the ball yet, number 30, Tavian Brown. Garrett makes the right read just short of the line to gain.
So it'll bring a 3rd down and less than a yard with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Flyers lead this one here tonight in the head-to-head matchups. In Region 9, we do have Snow Canyon at Desert Hills. Pineview up north at the Falcons.
Yeah,
Gosh, Canyonview might have been blank there, which unfortunately is happening more often now. What can I say? 2:11 to go, 3rd and very short. And that's what I would have expected. Fakahua, and he needed a half yard, got 5.
Yeah, uses his off arm to fight off Flyers. Tyson Miller coming up from the safety position to help drag him down, but not before a big first down. I'm sure Coach Bennett heartened to see his big guy able to gain positive yardage in just simple run plays.
Yep, absolutely, and you're right. Took Tyson Miller with him the last 2. So under 2 to go, but a big first down as the Redmen not inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. And a wide out to the left, a single wide out to the near side. Fakahua fakes to him, and right behind him goes Jackson Garrett. Got a couple. Boy, when you're running behind that guy, it's like a freeway out there. A lot of room. He did pick up about 3.5 yards.
Yeah, they go outside zone left, fake to Fakahua, and then Fakahua becomes the lead blocker through that 5-hole, and Garrett follows him through for a few-yard gain. They've had several positive plays in a row, Mike.
Yep. Findlay Volkswagen, another of our great sponsors. We certainly appreciate them. Great choice of cars. You will win when you go down and talk to the folks at Findlay Volkswagen. They're located, right there on the saving side of the interstate. 1:14 to go. Clock stops. 7-0 is the lead right now for the Flyers. And looks like got a little bit of equipment taken care of here. Got to get that shoe back on. I'd wear shoes if I was out there. Those are spikes on their feet out there. All right, sun has gone deep enough now that the whole field is in the shadow. And see, there's a few more fans over there now. 1:06 clock running. 7-0 Flyers. But right now, Redmond have things going. Motion man, Cook. And they try to clear out. Fakahua starts wide, cuts back in, and a flag goes down in an area where you usually anticipate some sort of hold.
Yeah, pretty good crack block, I thought, by number 17, who was playing wide receiver for the Cedar Redmond, just subbed in.
Yeah, Jackson Cook.
And we'll see what the white hat has to say to us here.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah, that's probably going to be on Jackson Cook, who was the guy flying in from the edge to put a crack on somebody.
So they're trying to decide now exactly where they're going to take this from. And is there an option to the Flyers? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because the line of scrimmage, actually, the run ended up being at the 34-yard line or so. But they're discussing where they're going to mark off this penalty from. And the flag is right there at the 38, and that's the case, and it's a major 15-yarder. That marches the Redmond all the way back to their own 47-yard line. So.
And I've noticed, I didn't see the exact play, but I've noticed that if a kid isn't looking and he's hit, even if it's by the ball, they've been very strict at throwing flags on big collisions with kids when the kid's not looking.
Yep. All right. Second down and a couple of city blocks to go with 40 seconds remaining. And they pitch it back. Fakahua tried to go wide, but the Dixie Flyer defense catches up, and it's nothing more than about a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Great job by Kanohi catching back up to his contained spot to track down Drake Fakahua on the speed option for a limited gain.
He showed pretty good speed, didn't he? Kanohi out there as he caught up from behind. So it's 3rd and long, and they may let the time run out, down to about 8 seconds remaining in the quarter, and they don't look to be in any hurry, so I'm going to assume they do. The time is running down. We'll take the break at the end of one quarter on the one-loss scoreboard. Flyers 7, Redmond nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Number 2, another 12 minutes put upon the clock, and it is going to be 3rd and very long right now for the Cedar Redmond as they held Dixie, forced them on the downs, turnover on downs, but really have been able to go in a big penalty, really set them back right now.
Yeah, Cedar stopped Dixie, then has a little bit of a drive going. They don't have this play in their playbook, unfortunately, 3rd and a mile here from just about midfield.
So let's see what they come up with here. Good job by the defense. Again, second quarter getting underway. And the snap back, wants to pass. Drops back, goes deep, and overthrows his man. Not bad. That Colby Meek had about a step on the D, but the football had about 2 steps on him.
Yeah, not a bad chance. He gave Meek just a little bit long, but Meek just runs past the looked like single coverage without a safety back there for Dixie, and just overshot him by a few yards.
All right, that'll bring up 4th down and long, and punt team comes out, getting ready to knock it away. Zane Montgomery, the kicker for the Cedar Redmond. He'll be kicking it from roughly his own 35-yard line. Just underway in the second quarter, 7-0. We appreciate great sponsors like Holbrook Asphalt. Here comes the kick. Boy, that's a wobbler, isn't it? And the Flyers have to just let it go. It's going to be down inside the 5. That looked like one of those little gyros. I mean, that was wobbling and spinning around. Beautiful kick there by Montgomery.
Yeah, Tanner Esplin corrals it there. Good punt coverage by the Redmond, pinning back the Dixie Flyers.
Well, I say we got to give it up. We're going to make you go a long way. So back on the, where they mark it, 3-yard line, where it is now 1st and 10 for the Dixie Flyers. 11:43. Time to go here in quarter number 2. Flyers with their backs against the wall, leading it by a touchdown. Reggie Graff going to work once again. Not a lot of room back there. Let's see if they try to run it, maybe get a few yards. And they do. Bonuelo straight ahead, out across the 5 to about 6, 7, maybe the 8-yard line. He'll get 4 yards. 2nd down, 6 to go.
Most of the Flyer success thus far has been throwing the ball or getting it to the edges on bubble screens, like to Nate Mahi. Cedar's holding their own in the box. Decent gap control. Good job by the linebackers filling a little bit. Just didn't drag him down before he fought for a few yards.
All right, so it will be 2nd and about 5 yards to go for the Flyers. Again, Graff. Low snap, reaches down, gets it, swings a pass, and nearly picked off. That went right through the arms of the intended receiver, and then out there was Colby Meek, the defender. He didn't have much time to react, but he did make a dive and just unable to come.
Wow.
Actually caught it between his knees, but it bounced.
Almost sold it to me. I mean, it did hit the turf, but good job at least putting forth the effort to keep it up off the air with his legs.
So the Flyers need about 4 or 5 yards to keep the drive alive. Otherwise, they're going to have to kick, and that would give Cedar a pretty good field position. And back they go. Swing pass, and it's totally incomplete. He threw it in the direction of Travis Muir. Unfortunately, Muir was looking south, and the pitch was behind him.
Yeah, it looked like Muir had an option route where he could either hitch or go. He decided to go, and Graff throws it to about the 7-yard hitch. Unfortunately for the Flyers, having to get rid of the ball in their 3rd drive of the game.
Yeah, we have the help of replay. Actually, if he'd looked on the inside break, I thought Muir was wide open.
Yeah.
Here comes the kick from the end zone, and it is up and not all that deep. And it hits at the 38, gets to the 40, maybe 41. That's about it. So the Redmen do an excellent job on defense, and they're going to get excellent field position.
And they probably expected for the game to be going, it hasn't been going great for Cedar, but they're in the game through 1 quarter and a couple minutes here with the ball in great position to go down and do something. Last series, they were able to run it pretty well with Drake Fakahua. They're blocking second level really well. We'll see if they stick with the run or try to throw it to the edges this series.
Appreciate all of our great sponsors this year. We welcome aboard Utah Gastroenterology. Yep, it is something that's needed, and I'll tell you what, one of those things you're glad you did it. Find out how well you're doing, makes you feel good. Handoff straight ahead, pick up of about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, Ryler Allred with a little burst here. I think his first carry of the game, Mike, on the right side.
Got a good little break.
Yeah.
Just went off right tackle, it looked like. So it's 2nd down, about 5 yards to go. Starting to the left is Jackson Cook. Then they swing him out to the slot on the right. And he joins Colby Meek out there. Out of the gun. There's the handoff. Straight ahead again. Great job running is Ryler Allred. Boy, he was picking the holes, finding his way through. 1st down and more down inside the 30 to the 27.
And, Dixie's done a pretty good job tonight against the zone read where the quarterback's trying to figure out what to do with it and hands it off or keeps it. When they just are straight running it, Mike, they have done a great job. Cedar getting great yardage on the last couple series.
Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the first half. It is 7-0 in favor of the Flyers, but the Redmen again are rolling. Fake the handoff. Jackson Garrett keeps himself. Only got about, he did get about almost 6 yards, I guess. So second down, 4 yards to go for the Redmen. And again, nice guy to follow, that Drake Fakahua.
Yeah, and as much as Cedar wants to be a spread-it out team and throwing it, the changes that Coach Bennett's made, right now they're having a lot of success just handing it off. This time a zone read once again, and Garrett makes the right decision, keeps it, runs it himself with the lead blocker for a big game.
Now let's see this time. They send double wide to the left, single to the right. Fakahua in the backfield. And they go with him. He pulls it back in, turns it upfield, and he'll have the first down as they get down to around the 15-yard line. So he started wide and then turned it back, and he did get the first down.
Yeah, nice little twinkle toes here by Drake Fakahua to go back inside and showing off some agility, the big fella.
Yeah, nice job there. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, and right now inside the red zone, Cedar Redmond with a chance to maybe knot this game. Once again, from the gun. Again, the read, taking it himself. Jackson Garrett straight ahead, right behind Fakahua, another 5 yards. They're rolling 4, 5, 6 yards every time.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is for Dixie right now. They've got a hat on everybody and getting up to the linebackers as well. Great job by this offensive line. Good tough nose running by Jackson Garrett. They're getting 5 yards a pop.
And they're getting some penetration. I was watching number 90, Connor Walden, but unfortunately he kind of went right by the runner, so he got caught trying to come from behind. Here we go, 2nd and 5. The handoff. Cuts back inside, still going, getting close to that 6-yard line. And that'll leave him, I believe, right close to the first down. See where they mark it. And that's going to be a yard shy. 3rd down and 1 yard to go. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. And it's... what are we running here? I think we're running the Garrett right, Fakahua left, or vice versa. So 3rd down 1, just inside the red zone at the 6-yard line. And again, following Fakahua, Jackson Garrett gets the first. It'll be 1st and goal from about 2-3 yards out.
And just 5 yards in a cloud of dust this entire series. You were right, Mike. There goes the play. This time Garrett follows Fakahua once again for a first down.
I tell you keep that up, and unless there's a big change made by the Flyers, they're going to do some damage with that tonight. We're bringing you high school football again, and we got a good one. Right now, Cedar Redmond threatening to tie this up here midway through the second quarter, and he just kept going. They could not stop him. He was hit by 2 or 3 guys, and he just kind of steps it down one more gear and bulldozes his way in for 6.
Fakahua, what a series, a statement series for the Cedar team. They're going to play power football, and right up there with Dixie, march down the field. Fakahua drags a couple guys, hops into the end zone. Wow, 6-7. Wow, great series.
So here comes the important point after. Zane Montgomery in to try to knock it through. 7:12 time to go here in the second quarter. Mishandled the snap, and it was a line drive, and he pushed it off. Bad snap, didn't handle it right, and so they miss that. And so we have a 1-point differential with 7:12 to go. We'll take a 45-second break on the one-loss scoreboard. 7-6 Flyers. We're back in 45.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking?
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
7:12 to go on the clock. And now we're going to kind of see, I believe, what the Flyers are made of, Andy, because they gave up the touchdown. Can they answer back here?
And a couple series in a row where they've struggled offensively with penalties and missed chances down the field, and Cedar response hits them in the mouth that last series.
Kick is away, end over end, and it's going to be into the end zone. So trying to find it and keep his feet in the field of play was Mahi. Couldn't quite do it. So the Flyers will have it. Now 1st and 10. Ball comes out to the 20-yard line. Nobody has great stats tonight. They're not breaking off huge, big plays, although I'll bet we start adding up the combined yardage there of Garrett and Fakahua. That's going to be a chunk. So 1st down, 10 yards to go. Couple of ticks over 7 minutes to go in this first half of action. 7-6, 1-point lead, the differential right now. That all-important point after. Graff on the fly sweep. They fake the sweep, and Graff keeps it himself out to the 29. Good job picking his hole. Good job by the up front lineman to give him that hole. Gain 9.
Yeah, it goes all the way left, all the way to about the edge of after he fakes the fly sweep to Mahi. And, not the biggest kid, but just a strong, tough runner. Gets it close to the line to gain.
3rd down, about a yard to go for the Flyers. And the snap, the straight ahead handoff. Banuelo finds a bit of a hole, crosses the 30 out to the 33, pick up of 4 yards, and that'll set up another 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Dixie Flyers. They lead it by 1.
Yeah, Cedar last series just ran over the Flyers. They're trying to respond, show them their toughness in the trenches the last couple plays, straight ahead with runs.
So 1st and 10 for the Flyers. We got some other scores we can pass along.
Yeah, it looks like Bronson Andrews got a pick 6 in that Desert Hills game. They lead 7-0 over Snow Canyon early.
All right. And again, the fake handoff, keeping it himself once again, is Graff. Reggie this time not as many yards. Last time he got 9, this time he got 3. So 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Instant over the 35-yard line.
Been impressed with the effort of Nate Ellis, at least clogging holes, allowing his linebackers to get in there to make tackles. He's been taking up 2 offensive linemen pretty much all night, keeping his linebackers free.
Yeah, Trayton Payne, another one of the players down low in that pile, coming up with an assist in the tackle. 5:40 to go, 1st half. Flyers 2nd and about 7 from their own 35-yard line. And they keep it on the air, rolling left this time, looking for the 1st down margin. I believe he's going to be maybe about a yard shy. Reggie Graff that time, that was no option. That was called his own number.
Good job by Benuelos. Was the pitch man, turns into a blocker to kick out just barely number 5 DeMeo, who was the contained guy, just enough to create a seam for Graff to get close to the 1st down, 3rd short.
That 3rd, about a yard to go now for Dixie. As time winding down to 5 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Again, the only other region game tonight, Pineview is up at Canyon View. 3rd and 1. Trips to the near side. Now, Graff looked like he was going to up under center, drops back into the shotgun. On the call, he's got 3 wides on the near side, and he goes to the one on the outside. 1st down.
Wow.
Nice job by Joshua Kaiser, but once he caught it, he had a guy hanging on his foot. Couldn't go anywhere.
Shows the trust of Coach Mockers. They're just doing all curls. Everybody's doing pretty much the same route. He throws it all the way to the wide guy. Kaiser makes a sure-handed catch and a 1st down.
And they gets the ball just over midfield. And we'll still call it right at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 Flyers. Keeping an eye on that clock. 4.5 to go here in the 1st half of action. Again, trips to the left. Empty backfield. Back. Gets pretty good protection. Steps up, goes deep down the sideline. Nearly picked off with a great position defense was Colby Meek.
That is a heck of an athletic battle between Meek and Mahi on that left side. Just going deep down the field, the 2 speedsters. A little look behind there by Mahi to try to deke the defender to come up, and then throws it deep to him. Look at Meek adjust, turns his head perfectly, almost makes the pick over the shoulder. What a great play.
And he did the smart thing. He took that inside track, which basically kept the offense away. So it's 2nd and 10 now for Dixie. They switch it up a little bit. Banuelos in the backfield still. Trips left. A single wide to the near side for Reggie Graff. And Graff with 4:19 to go. Low snap, he gets it easily. Pressure, gets rid of it, and overthrows his man. And wow, who busted through there?
Looked like William Levitt got in there. That, Graff has had a lot of time, has kept his jersey clean all night tonight. But right up the middle, Levitt gets his arms up and clobbers him up top, forces the bad throw from Graff.
What if he knows how big of a play that was? I think had he had another second, he had a guy that was open. But it ends up being incomplete, so it's now 3rd. Still 10 yards to go from midfield for the Flyers. They would like to not give up the football and not give the Redmen any other opportunities here in the first half. 1-point lead, 7-6 Flyers. Graff back. And the pass is complete to the 36-yard line. Ooh, and again, I like the looks of that. What a job by Joshua Kaiser. He went down, and again, he has a way of squaring those shoulders. What a target.
And it's the third down magic that this Dixie Flyers team has had over the last several years. Run to the sticks, turn right with an out pattern, and the ball's delivered perfectly. The timing is just incredible between these guys.
Nice job on the replay. You could see him not only catching it, he actually looked down, made sure both feet were in bounds. 1st and 10 from the 36. Banuelos, nothing doing. Line of scrimmage, and then he sits on his pocket.
Now, monster play once again by Levitt, as well as DeMayo coming up from the linebacker position. Doesn't get the hit he wanted on him, but just enough to help bring him down for no gain on that play.
Yeah, Talbot Weaver, another of the defenders in there. Yeah, once he was slowed down, 3 or 4 Redmen were there. So again, it is 2nd and 10 for the Flyers. 3:40 to go in the first half. 7-6, Flyers up 1. Out of the gun, Graff bounced that one back to him. He reaches down, gets it, goes up, lifts it long. Ball is tipped in the air. Did he catch it after? No, said the umpire. That ball was tipped in the air, and while falling down, Miles Keenan took a shot but couldn't come up with it.
Tavian Brown gets back there. The ball's underthrown just a tad. He goes up, tips it, and then it looked like it came down right in the hands of the receiver, but no, it bounces onto the turf.
Wow. So that's 3rd and long. We also had a flag. And not sure what I missed it from the white hat. But Dixie is backing up. Waiting now for the movement of the football. And it's a major one. Well, 10-yard walk-off. Ball comes almost back to where they started this drive. Again, right at the 50-yard line. 3:25 to go. Don't forget, coming up, halftime. Brought to you by InfoWest. We'll have a look at what we have on other scores. Recap this game. Talk about all the, there's a lot of good football coming up tomorrow if you like collegiate football. Wow. Graff back, swing pass, Banuelos. Well, I tell you what, he had to break and reach back and get it. And he got hammered. First thing he did was grab his head like, where am I?
Yeah, I mean, for those bubbles to be effective, the pass has to be so crisp and perfect and lead the receiver. This time thrown a little bit behind him. He's got to spin backwards, and Drake Fakahua is there to greet him with Michael Anchor.
Yep. So it is 3rd and long. Again, they actually catch and lose about a yard back over onto their side of the 50-yard line. 3:17 time to go. Coming across, Nate Mahi as they give them the trips on the near side now. Single wide to the left. Graff back, looks right. And now he goes over the middle, incomplete. He was looking there for Tyson Miller. Overthrew him just a bit. And that sets up a big 4th down. Now you look at the clock, Andy, and that's 3 minutes. So
yeah.
Tell you what, Cedar's got some time.
Yeah, and he got hammered after he threw this ball by Crowley. I thought he stepped up in the pocket nicely and just a little bit too high. I mean, Tyson Miller's an athletic kid. He'll usually come down with that one. But now 4th and long, Dixie's going to have to punt again. Wow.
Well, good job by the coaching staff. Blaine Munkers and Josh Bennett, these two guys and their teams are prepared. Here comes the punt. Again, kind of a wobbly kick. It hits, though, and stays inbounds. Finally rolls out near the 20-yard line. What that did, I guess, is it took away any kind of a run back.
Yeah, absolutely. Favorable bounce there for Dixie. Question now for Cedar is their 2-minute offense. The success they've had tonight is just run, run, run. They're going to have to do that for 79 yards now if they want to score here in 2 minutes and 49 seconds. They have the pass game ability. I thought they had Meeks earlier on in the game with the deep throw. We'll see if they are aggressive throwing the ball or if they just play it conservative here with less than 3 minutes left in the half.
All right, we'll see what happens. Here we go. 2:49 to go in the first half in this one. 7-6 Flyers by a point. Jackson Garrett out of the gun. Hands it off, starts inside, now kicks back. Ryler Allred. Allred will pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards. Gets it out to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. But again, the clock is running.
Been impressed with her. I didn't know a lot about Ryler Allred before this game, but he stepped in, spelled Drake Fakahu, who's going both ways and playing linebacker on defense. Allred's come in and give him great snaps on offense.
Nice step on Jackson Reyes. The linebacker came in and he kind of went right by him. Got a couple of yards. Second down, 3 yards to go. Double wide to the near side for Jackson Garrett. Garrett out of the gun, drops back, wants to go in the air, wants to go deep, looks at it across the way, picked off at midfield. Now there's a flag. We'll hold on. See if there may have also been a little interference in that one. That was Tyson Miller with the pick, but as we look, it looks like that one's not going to stand.
Yeah, dangerous to throw it against this very talented Dixie offense, especially into double coverage. There was hand fighting, I thought, from both sides. We'll see which way it goes.
No, it's an offensive hold. Wow.
Oh, it's going to offset.
Well, so much for our big excitement there. Offsetting. So they'll bring it back, which means that play didn't happen.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes, 1 second to go. And a 1-point lead. See what the Redmen come up with here. They still have a long way to go. It's still second down and still 3 yards to go. We're watching the replay on the TV. Well, the flag went early. The flag was clear upfield. That's interesting. Hand off again. This time, Allred nowhere to go. Flyer defense finally kind of figured that one out.
Yeah, first stop on that run play they've had in a long time. Going back to that pass interference call, I thought it was, could go either way. Wasn't blatant in my mind, but a big call there. Things could have switched poorly for Cedar. Penalty goes against, once again, the Dixie Flyers.
Wow, they said a shot to the head by the Dixie defense. Now, I didn't see that. Maybe on the replay. We'll see if we can figure it out. Munkers doesn't believe it either. So
they're going to show the pass interference again. Oh, maybe holding right before he went up. May have pulled down on the jersey a little bit.
All right. So after that, though, another break for the Cedar Redmen. But the clock's running. With 1:40 to go, Redmen down 1 as we wind it down here in the final moments of the first half. 7-6. Jackson Garrett. And a whistle stops play once again. There's no doubt that the officials down at the high school level and all levels actually are really watching that the safety has become just paramount in all of football.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything close, they're going to call targeting. They're going to call, and then another flag flies over here on the Dixie Flyer sideline.
Yeah, Munkers now I think is really upset.
Yeah.
There was a 5-yard walk-off, and now there's going to be an additional walk-off. I don't think that was Munkers. Maybe that was defensive.
Yeah, it could have been Coach Alafapo. They're going to get a sideline warning.
Okay, that's the warning. One of the coaches was right out on the field, I saw, but this is the warning. So no yardage on this one, but it is 1st and 5 with 1:25 to go here in half number 1. Jackson Garrett. Double wide right, single wide to the near side. In motion, Cook, fake jet sweep, rolling right, swings a pass incomplete. Trying to get it down into the arms of, I believe, I'm not sure who that was. Thought I saw the number, didn't pick it up apparently.
A little crossfire play action, I like that, but still, you think after faking it to 2 guys, it might have the linebackers come up a little bit and open up a passing lane to an open receiver, but nobody is open for Jackson Garrett tonight.
So it's second down, still 5 yards to go with the incomplete pass. Clock is stopped, 1:09 to go as out come the Flyers. Split wide to the near side, Colby Meek. So 2 left, 1 wide right, single setback, and they fake the handoff. Quarterback keeper, he's got room, he has the first down, blows by everybody. He may be gone, he is. Touchdown.
Wow, Jackson Garrett with a zone replay goes up the middle, just a safety. They come face to face, and he just runs right by him into the end zone. What a burst by Jackson Garrett to put the Cedar Redmond up 12-7, shocking the silent Dixie Flyer crowd here tonight.
Wow. Amen on that one. That was looked like just a simple, almost dive play. But he got in that hole, and then suddenly it's like the waves parted, and away he went. So let's see if they can get the point out. And they're going to just go with the 1 this time. Thought they maybe try to get 2 to get it back even, but they'll say, well, we didn't get the first one. Let's make sure we do this one. Zane Montgomery on for another bad snap, but they got it up this time and got it through. So it is now 13-7. We're going to keep it here. We have less than a minute to go in the first half. Wow, what a job. And I'll tell you what, I've just seen some speed there from Mr. Jackson Garrett that I wasn't sure he had.
No, he's been a tough runner. He's found seams tonight. He's lowered a shoulder against this tough Dixie Flyer defense and got in the short yards. But that time a hole opened up. He ran right by the safety whose feet were caught in cement and takes it for the big score. And that sideline over there is all pumped up, and it is silent over here on the
Yep,
side.
and it ought to be. Now it's 13 straight points after the Flyers took the opening lead at 7-0. 13 straight points for the Cedar Redmond, and they lead, and there's no doubt about it. Should they get a win here tonight, it would be a big upset. 59 seconds remaining on our one-loss scoreboard there, 13-7. And Montgomery, he's had a lot of work tonight. Kicking off and punts. Back and forth he goes. Here we go. Wide, or the 2 deep men right around the goal line. And so far, Montgomery is, for the most part, put it in. And now they're bringing it out to the 45-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what. Now I'm pretty sure it's going to go in the end zone. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet there.
Not sure what the call was. The umpire or official walked right out, picked up the ball, and he just moved it ahead. Said, here, kick it from here. All right, 13-7, Redmond with the lead. Let's see what they can do with the final minute of play. End over and into the end zone. So it will be a touchback. Ball coming out to the 20-yard line. Let's see how aggressive Coach Munkers and company are going to be. Are they going to try to roll it down, see what they can do, or maybe saying, yeah, we're down 6 at the half. Let's not do anything too aggressive.
Yeah, knowing Coach Monkers, I would bet they're going to come out firing here. 59 seconds is plenty of time for this offense. They're in 2-minute drill a lot, almost the entire game. They'll come out with 4 wide here.
You mentioned in the pregame, Andy, that quarterback Reggie Gaff coming off just a monster game. Tonight has not been the monster game.
No, he made a lot of completions. His efficiency is good, but they've had a lot of penalties, a lot of fourth downs they've had to face, punting it away the last couple series.
Quick 7-yard gain, second down, 3 yards to go, but the Flyers go right to work again. Handoff, Bonuelos up the middle, will not get the first down. Ball comes loose, pops back, and now out of bounds is that Graff?
Yeah, Graff picked the ball up. It looks like it started bouncing after a fumble. He picks it up off the bounce, runs it to the sideline, and I thought got hit late. Banuelos, let's see if they may have been blowing the whistle dead. At least maybe they should have, but it pops right back to Graff. We'll see here as he's running to the sideline.
I think it was a good non-call. Looked like they had him stood up and just ripped the ball out of his arm.
Yeah.
But that'll probably just about do it. Now the clock is stopped with 32. They lose a couple. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. And Graff to work. Stands in. They go with a delay handoff, and that went nowhere.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Mike. They threw it on first down, but then kind of went conservative on the final 2 plays. It looks like they're content to just go into halftime.
Yeah, that's going to be it. One of the officials, you know what? It's 4th and short, and Cedar jumped on that one and said, wait, we got 24 seconds. We're going to get the football back.
Good for Coach Bennett. I mean, capitalizing on the conservative play calling by Coach Monkers. They're going to at least get a punt, force them to kick it from their own territory, and maybe have another big play on offense that got them into the end zone last series.
See, don't you like the way quarterback Jackson Garrett made a fool of me? I said, there's no big plays tonight. And then he rips one off for a big touchdown.
Amazing.
So it is 13-7. Flyers will be kicking this away. The kick will come from roughly the 15-yard line. So, again, we'll see what the Redmen can do with it. And I'm going to bet they're going to be kicking this low. They're going to be kicking it away, bouncing it, whatever they can do to try to avoid the big run back. Colby Meek, on the other hand, says, gimme, gimme, gimme. And it is a high kick, but it kicked away. Good job. Meek will take it on the bounce, and down he goes.
Great coverage. Gutsy job there by Meek to take it off the bounce with guys flying about 5 feet from him. He decides to pick it up, takes a big hit.
Got to figure he was just thinking, I don't want to lose any more yards, because he about lost his head.
Yeah.
Wow. Another big hit there. 17 seconds to go. I think maybe Redmond got one big play they may try for. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, they went for it last series. They tried to throw it, almost got it picked off. I wouldn't be surprised if they just come out and hand it off to Faco Hooer and go in the locker room.
And they do send double wide to the near side, single wide out to the right. And again, Fakahua in the backfield there with Garrett. And you're right, Fakahua on the carry. He'll rumble to the right side. That'll carry us down to about 10 seconds. Stays in bounds, and that'll be it. So it's okay. You know what? We're going to take that 6-point lead to the locker room. We're on the road. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away here, Mike, with Cedar's ability to bend, not break on defense, and then the big play ability. We saw Jackson Garrett. We also saw a sustained 3-yard at a time march down the field on this Dixie Flyer defense, just power running the ball. Very impressed by Cedar's efforts so far tonight.
All right, stay tuned. Coming up here will be the Info West halftime. Again, we'll give you what information we do have, kind of recap our game. We've had one score. We'll try and get an update there. Haven't heard anything out of Cedar City yet on the game up there between Canyon View and Pine View, but we'll see what happens. It must be homecoming. Either that or there's a lot of guys that drive old 50 hot rods down this place. So beautiful night. All right, we'll take a 90-second break here as we get our halftime underway. Again, at the half, one loss scoreboard. Cedar 13, Flyers 7, back in 90.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Por las cosas que nos pueden mantener seguros. Y ahora, las que llevamos con nosotros ofrecen alertas inalámbricas de emergencia. Por medio de un sonido y vibración particular, estarás al tanto donde quiera que estés.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
we do welcome you back here at the half. Walbrook Stadium, once again. It is a 13-7 lead here at the half. And I don't know, I guess I am a little surprised because Dixie, well, I tell you, they got the ball first. They looked good. There was a few little rough things, but they marched right down, scored the touchdown. You kind of thinking, all right, they seem to have things kind of in control. Then the both teams kind of went back and forth, give it up, make some mistakes. But, wow, Cedar gathered themselves and ripped off 13 in a row.
Yeah, I was with you, Mike. After that first series, I thought, we're going to be in for a long game here. Dixie's going to be able to go up and down the field on Cedar, and Cedar's not going to be able to score. But then the absolute reverse happened the rest of the quarter. Cedar was able to march down, just running power. They were giving it to Fakahua, or Jackson Garrett was going to keep it. Had an awesome statement drive where they just marched down the Dixie Flyers. And then their second to last drive of the series, Jackson Garrett just takes off. I mean, a 40-plus yard touchdown run, makes the big play. And defensively, Twitchell's had a great game. Big William Levitt has been putting a little bit of pressure on Reggie Graff. Reggie, I think, has been pretty efficient, making a lot of completions, but also missed some fairly big throws in the first half, which is very rare for him.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half here. We appreciate, again, the guys joining us. And here we go. This is early in the game as the Flyers pulling up still their drop back Graff again, the lefty rolls. That's that screen to the left side. Nicely run. And again, the little juke at the end got him a couple of more yards down inside the 5-yard line. Banuelos was off and running.
Yeah, that was a huge conversion, I think, on third down.
Again, you see the low snap, but in the pass to the near wing, and after getting hit when he caught it, Travis Muir, he dove into the end zone.
And the timing is just perfect between Graff and Muir all first half.
Here we see the beginning of what turned out to be either you take it or I'll take it. And between Jackson Garrett and Drake Fakahua, they rumbled.
Yeah, and we'll see the line with guys pulling, putting a hat on. Kick out block there by number 57, Nate Ellis, who's done a great job on both offense and defense in the trenches for the Cedar Edmond.
Yeah, and you can see how he just kept pumping those legs. All right, back to the Flyers here. And this one, nice job. This was the deep man of the 3 men on the near side. Again, a good play, but it kind of stalled now for the Flyers in the middle of the field. And here's that run. Look at him right up the middle. Now he says, I got a lot of green, goodbye.
Yeah, he came face to face with the safety. I believe that was Ethan Emerson back there, and just got a full head of steam, and we saw the Jets turn on for Jackson Garrett. What an impressive first half.
Flyers trying to do something, but the Cedar Redmond, they kind of fell. Now here's that time when the ball came loose. So actually they ripped it out of the arms, I believe, of Banuelos. And in the air, it ended up into the arms of the quarterback, Reggie Graff. He tried the near side, but by then defense caught up with him, and that's why we have a 13-7 score.
And Graff's going to get there. I think he had a pretty good first half. The issues came with the snap. He dropped a couple of them were bad. But delivering the ball, he's thrown strikes. But Cedar in the second quarter especially started to apply pressure on him. Levitt was getting back there and bothering him, as well as Bryce Crowley. Cedar needs to keep up the pressure. If they can just use 4 guys, just their down linemen, to make things uncomfortable for Graff, that's a huge success because of the talent they have on the edges. They need to have as many guys back there as possible to cover.
Yeah, I'm curious, and I'm going to be watching closely now the beginning of the third quarter because I want to see some of the adjustments. I certainly respect Coach Blaine Munkers. He's always been a guy that can go to the half and come back with those tweaks that are needed and find out a little bit more about Josh Bennett, although Coach Bennett's got to be saying, we're doing all right, guys.
Yeah,
not bad.
Absolutely. And I think for Dixie, the question right now is running the ball. Just whether it's Reggie, we haven't seen him get going with his feet. He's been awesome last couple weeks in preseason play, has gotten a couple positive yardage runs in the first half, but he's kind of their guy running the ball. Banuelos does a pretty good job. Last week, Preston got some carries. But also Nate Mahi, fairly quiet in the first half, was targeted a couple times, but only had a couple, I think, bubble screen type catches. They need to get him the ball early, whether it's jet sweep or the bubble. Coach Monkers will figure it out, but I think Cedar's got to be very happy keeping this high-powered offense just to 7 points in the first half.
All right, homecoming here at Dixie High School. We have an extended halftime, so plenty of time. We're going to take an extended 2-minute break here. We're going to come back. We'll bring you what scores we have of the other games in the region, talk more about things happening. We have a very busy weekend here on Sports Radio 97.7 ESPN between college ball and the National Football League, which kicked off last night. It's such a fun time of year, isn't it?
Nothing better.
All right, 13 minutes ago at the half, 13-7 on the one-loss scoreboard. Redmond leading over the Flyers. Our halftime information continues. We're back in 2 minutes.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. The big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids feel like grown-ups. And grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast. Where wonder is universal. And laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future. Families find each other. And feelings find their home. There is a place.
All right, welcome back here at the half. Once again, a 13-7 lead for the Cedar Redmond we've talked about. They gave up the early touchdown, but really kind of, after a little bit of give and take in the middle there, took control and have rumbled. You would give me some scores. That I think we have a really close game and a blowout in the other game.
Yeah, it looks like deadlocked at 7 at Desert Hills. Makai Lee is apparently having a heck of a game for Snow Canyon. He's the one who scored their lone touchdown in the first half, and I think this is his first game back, Mike. He was out all of the preseason, I believe, and he's making a show over at Desert Hills. They're tied at 7. Last score I saw up at Canyon View, Pine View was leading 42 to, I think, 6, with still a lot of time left to go in the first half. I'll try to find an update on that one.
Boy, just a rough start to the year again for Canyon View. Welcome back, folks. A rough one. All right, here at the half, I just wanted to spend a moment. We have a lot of good action coming up here. We have, in fact, in the state of Utah, I think about every university has a game tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right.
University of Utah is at Northern Illinois.
Yes, up in DeKalb, Illinois.
BYU's coming home to open up their home games. They take on another Pac-12 team. They've got the Golden Bears of Cal coming in, and I believe that's a later start.
Yeah, it is a later start.
Dixie State will hope that the home field advantage works for them. They kind of got thumped in their opener, didn't they, last week?
Yeah, tough against Colorado State Pueblo. I think the number 16th team in D2, best team in the RMAC. Tough game to start on the road, but they did. They got absolutely blasted. Colorado Pueblo had close to 500 yards on the ground. We'll see Dixie State respond hopefully tomorrow in their home opener at the new Trailblazer Stadium.
All right, and boy, that stadium is, I just admit, I hadn't paid much attention. I drove by the other day and I went, that's a new stadium. What's going on here? It looks sharp.
Yeah, it does. Put it up quick, and, they're having the Red Out tomorrow. Can hold 10,000 people trying to pack it. That would be quite the sight, Mike, to see the Trailblazers at home, biggest audience they've ever had in St. George if they can come close to filling that sucker up.
All right, Port Louis coming to town. And then the SUU T-Birds. They started at home, lost a tough one, 4-point loss in their opener. Now they go on the road. Pretty tough road, if you ask me, heading up to play a bunch of Beavers in Corvallis.
Yeah, you're right, and a tough loss last week against South Alabama, where they, got down to they thought they had a pick to end the game. There was a bunch of flags, a lot of frustration on both sides. We talked with Coach DeMario Warren about it on the show. They trying to move past the tough loss in week 1, and you're right, playing a Pac-12 school and a tough one, and then they play Arizona as well, Mike. So they're out of conference schedule is tough this year for the T-Birds.
All right, there you go. So that's a lot of action coming up. By the way, you can catch the T-Bird game on the air, 6 o'clock tomorrow night here on our sports station, Sports Radio 97.7 ESPN. And, of course, on Sunday, we do have the National Football League. I believe we have the late game, 5:30, Green Bay.
I think the Bears.
The Bears.
I think the Bears, yeah.
How could I forget that one, being a Packer fan?
Yeah.
And that comes up. And, of course, we have Monday night football. In fact, we have a doubleheader on Monday coming in, kind of the opening weekend, a lot of stuff. As I said it before, what a great time of year this is.
Yeah, great time for me, not a great time for my wife. But Friday night football, Saturday all day, Sunday all day, then Monday night.
I've been telling my wife, look, you've had 3 months to prepare for this. I know, you knew it was coming. Come on.
I was really nice for 3 months, okay?
That's right.
I earned some equity. Now I'm going to sit on the couch for a while.
All right, of course, our good buddy Devin Dixon will be helping call the Thunderbird game, Thunderbird game. I get that right, T-Bird.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'll do that. And Andy Griffin's got the call on our sister station tonight across town there at Desert Hills High. And, again, we heard that was tied at 7-7. Well, let me pick your brain just a little bit. We talked about the changes that we will probably need to happen. I don't have any thought, but let's try to get into the mind of Coach Blaine Munkers here as to what you see. Now, obviously, they just need some things to work a little better. What are some of the nuances maybe you think that would help the Flyers?
Yeah, I think the passing game is fine. They didn't have a big play where they scored easily. They just kind of nickel and dimed it down the field. He's in sync with his receivers, especially on the edges, on those out routes, on big conversion plays, 3rd and 12s, even 4th downs. They've got it set up, and their rhythm is perfect. The issue right now with them is getting it a little bit going on the run. Reggie Graff hasn't gotten going. He's probably their best runner. Or Ben Walos has had an okay game, but they really got to figure out a way to run the ball because on the other side, Cedar can just give it to Fakahua, keep it to Garrett. Pretty simple offense, and just march right down the field. So Dixie needs to figure out their run game a little bit.
Yeah, I think with the passing game, again, there's not a lot from Cedar High, but they really haven't needed it. But I think it's obviously something they want to kind of keep in their back pocket because they can set it up so well with the running that they've got going on. And we've seen, actually, we can add the name of Ryler Allred. There's a kid who stepped up here tonight, and I hadn't seen much from, but he's certainly doing a good job. He's kind of the lightning with the thunder there of Drake Fakahua, so he really helps out there. And, Tavion Brown, now, he's the one name that's kind of missing from the offense here a little bit tonight.
Yeah, he's one of their best athletes. He's been the guy down the field for him, leading receiver. And I don't know if he's gotten a touch, maybe one tonight for the Cedar Redmen. So him getting going. I also think Colby Meek has had chances down the field. As you said, Mike, they've been running it so well. If Garrett can pull it and hit Meek vertically, I think they might be able to catch the Flyers off guard. But even when they do a lot of play action, and he's tried to throw it, the Flyers are so well disciplined and well coached by Coach Wayne Alafapo that they're back in their drop zones and making it very difficult to throw it against them.
All right, once again, let's remind you that at the beginning of the game, the Flyers won the coin flip. They elected to receive. So to start the second half, the Redmen will have the football. We'll kind of see how all that plays in. And we're going to find out if Anya and I should be coaches or stay up here in the booth. See how we did on our analysis there.
I think I know how that's going to go.
Yeah, I already know on my part anyway. All right, we're going to take another 2-minute break. We'll come back. Second half, not that far away now. Here at the half, again, On the one-loss scoreboard, Cedar 13, Flyers 7. This is the Info West halftime. Back in 2.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak, and I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to our set here of Talking Point Live. We're just getting ready to shoot our show, but we thought we'd put out a little bit of a promotion so you know when this is going to be rebroadcast.
Right. You can find us at 9:30,
12:30,
4:30.
Sorry, did I step on you? I'm always stepping on you.
You are.
Tune in and watch me step on Jen Moore.
or attempt to, anyway.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
And we welcome you back once again as we get set for the second half of action. We've seen a good first half, 13-7. Andy just gave me an update on the game up in Cedar City, and in honor of the Falcon fans, maybe we should pass.
Yes.
Now, what was that?
Well, I thought it was 42-6 a few minutes ago, and I talked to Chris Holmes, who's broadcasting for the Cedar audience, and he said 62-6 now for the Pineview Panthers. Goodness.
Everything that probably could go right did. Yeah, we're still a couple of minutes left in the first half. All the good stuff happening on one side of the football field up there. Tough start to the year for Canyon View. And at home. Ooh,
yeah.
One. All right, once again here, we've got a pretty good game going on. As I mentioned, the Flyers will kick it off. Now you look at the team from Dixie came out, matter of fact, go to work, go around the coach, talk things over, and you look over there and they're jumping up and down. I mean, these guys are fired up. I don't know that they didn't expect anything like this, but they got to be feeling good to be on the road and in the league.
Yeah, all the energy right now with Cedar. You can see them in their body language, and the team had just probably a hype-up speech from Coach Bennett.
Yep.
Proving everybody wrong right now at Flyer Field.
All right, to see what happens as we get set for the kickoff. Once again, thanks for being with us. Our game brought to you in part by B.A. Robinson Construction. Thanks, guys and ladies, for all your help there. Here comes the kick. High end over end, well into the end zone, and so it'll be a touchback. Ball comes out to the 20-yard line. Nicely done there by Miles Keenan.
And Coach Alapopo has been in the ear of this defense, I'm sure, in the locker room, is trying to figure out a way to get the running game of Cedar stifled a little bit, get a 3-and-out, whatever they have to do. We'll see if any changes have been made, bringing more guys into the box, because that's where all of the yards have been made by Cedar.
You're right, almost everything between the tackles. At least it starts out there. Then they have the ability to get to the outside. But we'll see what happens. They line up the same way, a double or a single wide either side. And, of course, back there, the combination of Garrett and Fakahua. And Fakahua up the middle this time gets thumped. He may have had 6 inches. That's about it. And now the Dixie D a little bit more excited.
Great play here by Caden Famuina, number 52, to shed a block of Levitt and be right there standing shoulder square in the hole where Drake Fakahua wanted to go. Big stop on first down.
Yeah, his helmet come off, so he'll spend at least one play on the near sideline as they get ready to go. Second down, still 10 yards to go. We're just underway here in the second half of action. Redmond, the ball on their own 30-yard line. Or 20-yard line, excuse me. Back, they want to go to the air. Swing pass that is complete behind the line of scrimmage. But then getting forward, Meeks, I think, on the catch.
I think it may have been.
Nope.
I think it may have been Tavian Brown. One of the rare catches on the night for him. Just a little inside screen, get an offensive lineman out there pushing the defensive back around to allow Meeks a couple-yard gain. Trying to get the ball into his hands early because he can do a lot with it.
Yeah, gain of 6 on the reception. So third down, 4 yards to go. Well, we've seen a little stiffer defense very, very early. Now we've seen the name of Brown used. There's a couple of things we thought might be a part of the play here in the second half. This time they roll the pitch out to Fakahua. He cuts inside. He's got the first down. He's got more. Can they catch him? He cuts out to the outside. And he's down to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Finally hit and blasted out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. I don't see a flag. What I saw was, what do you do when you got a runaway locomotive?
Holy cow, what a monster run by Fakahua. They had him contained here on the left side. We'll see on the power option as he cuts it back inside. Great agility once again to get past the linebacker and then just outruns him, Mike. You're right, a locomotive in motion here as he cuts left and gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Takes a big hit from Tyson Miller, but who cares? Huge game by Drake.
Even watching him once again, it's like he's not going that fast. But you know what? They're not catching him either.
Apparently he is, yeah.
So it is 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Cedar Redmond. And it's a fake handoff. Did not work, and especially Leighton Kanohi was not fooled. And he drops the QB for a loss of 4.
Yeah, and Kanohi lost the edge a couple times in the first half. This time he's there and keeps it contained. Great job by number 20 on the edge.
So the ball comes back to the 16-yard line. Second down and about 13 yards to go for the Cedar Redmond. Under 10 minutes to go here or in the third quarter of play. Fly sweep. They fake it, rolling out. Garrett looking for room. Doesn't see anybody to throw to. He's shoved forward down inside the 15 to around the 13. That'll be pick up of about 5. That'll bring up 3rd and 8 yards to go now for the Redmond.
Really impressed once again by Dixie's defense. All action going left on the jet sweep. Really good play action rollout. Somebody should be open. Some receiver should be open on that, but nobody was. Great job by Dixie.
Yeah, good coverage, too, by the defense to shove him off his feet to keep him from going any further. So 13-7 is our score. 9:40 time to go. Cedar Redmond with the ball and a little momentum here as they've come up with a couple of big runs to get this drive up and running. Fakahua is in there right next to Garrett. And Fakahua up the middle, blasting his way. And you look at that, I'll bet you if you counted the jerseys, you'd have 12 of the 22 guys in there all right around that football.
Yeah, absolutely. As Fakahua is a tough load to bring down. He goes left side, gets a block here by Nate Ellis, but there's Connor Walden diving at his legs and kind of slows him down enough for everybody else to gang tackle him.
So that's a pickup of a couple, but it does bring up a 4th down. What's the decision by the Cedar Redmond? They lead by 6, 13-7. And they're going to go for 3. No. I guess they're not going to go for 3. They're going for it. Out of the gun, Jackson Garrett. And they were going to try and draw him off. Now I think they're going to try the field goal. I was a little surprised, but I can kind of see the gamesmanship there.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that call early on in the second half. You're trying to call him off, which I understand. It'd still be 1 yard to go on 4th down. But to use a timeout in a close game this early in the half, you never want to do. But now it looks like they're going to regroup here on the sideline.
All right, little break in the action. We're going to keep it here. I managed to talk right into the break here. But, well, out of the explosion in the second half has been right now for the Redmen. And we saw the Flyers in the first half, got the ball first, rumbled downfield and scored. And for a minute there, I thought the Redmen were going to just return that favor and go right down. Now, we'll see what happens. Fourth down. The ball is, we're at just inside the 10-yard line. And they would need to get to about the 4 for a first down. So it's 4th and 6, but it is a field goal coming up. It'll be a 25-yarder. They are right smack dab in front of the goalpost. Zane Montgomery and nails it through the uprights.
Yeah, they've struggled with the snap on the PATs all night, but this time, okay snap. Great job by the holder to get it down, and then Zane Montgomery puts it through.
16-7 now in favor of the Cedar Redmen. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
And we do welcome you back once again to Walbrook Stadium here at Dixie High School. Flyers will get their hands on the football for the first time, taking it about the 3-yard line, looking for some room. Gets past the 20, spins still on his feet, out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. So Flyers, a fair field position to start here on our first offensive series. Flyers really, I think, not do or die time, Andy, but it is a time, I think, that the Flyers really need to kind of make a statement like, hey, we're still here.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of due for a giant play. They haven't had one really all night, Mike. Cedars had 2 big runs, and Dixie's had a couple good drives, but none of their, kind of what we're used to with them, which is the electric plays, big gainers down the field.
Well, one thing we mentioned in the first half, we're not dropping all of it on him, but Reggie Graff. We have not seen the running of Reggie Graff. And they do give the fly sweeping around the 30, up to the 35, cuts up, gets to about the 37, shakes off the tackle, still going out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Hello, how do you? Where's the handle on this guy right now? What a job by Keaton Schweitzer.
What a run, and he takes a big hit here from Zach Maggio. We'll see here on the sweep left. Takes a big hit, but doesn't get wrapped up by Maggio. Throws him off, spins back into the field, and keeps going. Great job. I think the first touch tonight by Schweitzer.
Good job by Schweitzer. Big gain. The ball's out. They're going to mark him actually at the 45. 1st and 10 Flyers. They trail 16-7. And they fake the sweep this time. Now Graff turns, has the ball, gets it into Cedar territory at about the 49-yard line. And just as we said, we kind of anticipated maybe seeing them go to the legs of Graff, and Graff did a pretty good job there. 6-yard gain. 2nd down, 4 yards to go.
They haven't had a lot of success in the run game. I mean, Graff did a good job on that one, setting up a 2nd and short. They haven't had a lot of these tonight where they have the option to throw it without much risk.
Right. They do send double wide to the far side, also double wide near. So 2 left, 2 right. They go right back to the run. Bonuelos right up the middle. Busts through, has the 40. He's down to the 38-yard line before he is pushed back. And now the run game of Dixie starting to pick up a little steam. Straight run, Bonuelos, and he's pumped.
And they're playing with fire this drive. We see the injured man is Lee Burgess down, or at least he was. He popped right back up.
Yep.
He's going to fight through it, but Bonuelos runs over a couple Cedar Redmen, runs over the ref, gets to the sideline, keeps spinning, man. What a tenacious run. It does look like Burgess will step off for a minute.
I think that official got the worst of that. He was rolled over down there, just trying to get out of the way. On the run, Dixie at the 39-yard line in Redmond territory. They trail 16-7. Again, looking for Banuelos. This time, nothing. In fact, again, got to the line of scrimmage, and that's just about it. It'll be second down, 10 yards to go.
Drake Fakahua and William Levitt with the stop there for the Cedar Redmond as we see Burgess tightening up his knee brace on the sideline.
A little help there, keep him in the game. 6:45 to go, quarter number 3. It is second down and 10 yards to go. Split wide to the right is Keaton Schweitzer, who had that nice run a few moments ago. He lines up as a split wide to the near far side. Nice pass this time, down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. A simple down and out, Travis Muir.
I mean, that's got to be, I don't know, the 5th or 6th time on either side of the field that play has worked for Dixie. Just very simple, 12, 15 yards and out to Muir for an easy first down.
Yeah, I like that. He went down deep, and then he shields his defender to the inside, and a good job by Graff to get the ball there before the safety can react over. So 6:13 to go in the third quarter. Flyers running. Graff back, has some time. Looks like he wanted to set up a screen, but the Redmond figured that out in a hurry. He did end up passing it to Banuelos, but that'll be a catch for a big loss.
Ezra Leita keeps discipline here. They tried to do an ole with some of the linemen, throws a bullet, but Leita's right there to drag him down for a loss on the play.
So it makes now second down and about 16 yards to go, 15, 16 yards for the for the Dixie Flyers. Region 9 high school football continues next week as well. We have a lot of good action. Invite you to join us every Friday night here on Sports Radio 97.7 and KDXU. Fly sweep. They go with the handoff, finding room, getting it inside now down near the 25-yard line. It'll be short of the first down. Pretty good bust of speed there by Nate Mahi.
Yeah, I like getting him the ball more on these jet sweeps. They've just thrown it to him out of the backfield a couple times, but he is a dangerous threat on the handoff when he has a full head of steam going around the edge.
He's the guy that I like to use that term on. He can go out and make a turn on a dime and give you back 7 cents change. I mean, the guy he's so quick and so light. All right, under 5 to go now in the quarter. Still 16-7 as Cedar has picked up 3 here in the corner to extend that lead. Graff stands in there deep in the end zone, and the ball was picked off. Cedar thinks they've got it, and they do. Touchback.
Wow, Tyler Robinson wrestles it away for a second. It was dual possession, I thought, in the end zone with Nate Mahi. But heck of a job by Robinson to just tear it away. He's reaching back over his head. As we look at the replay here, Graff steps up into the pocket, delivers it just a little bit high. And, man, I thought Mahi had a chance to tear it away, but the hand fight goes to Robinson as his buddy DeMeo helps push Mahi away from the ball. And Robinson emerges with the pick.
Yeah, Redmond doing what they have to. They're on the road. They lead it by 9, 16-7 with just 4.5 to go here in the third quarter as the ball comes loose, but I believe it was recovered in the backfield. I think that was Ryler Allred. And as a handoff, I don't know if he didn't get a good hold or something. Maybe we can see it on the replay. Just popped out.
Just popped out. It looks like maybe the hand of the quarterback stayed in there a little bit too long, and when it was being withdrawn, it kind of popped it out. First kind of miscue in the kind of meshing point tonight for Cedar in the backfield.
Loss of 3, second down, 13 yards to go now for the Cedar Redmond. Would be a expected passing down. Let's see what Jackson Garrett can do. Nope, they just go straight ahead, hand it off. Drake Fakahua gets about 2, and that's about it.
We'll see on third down in their own territory if they want to just keep it conservative, try to run for it if they trust Jackson Garrett. Try to throw for the first down.
Sorry, that was Allred, not Fakahua on that handoff. He's in there right now. And they send double wide to the near side. Third down, about 10.5 yards to go. Make it, maybe 11 yards to go. And Garrett rolls, looking downfield. He's got a man after him under some pressure. Now he fires it, and it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds. It may actually have been caught, but it was out of bounds. I think getting a hand on it was Trayton Payne. Let's watch the replay. He really had nowhere to go.
No.
This was unloading it here.
Yeah, and they like to roll him out to get him away from the pressure, but that leaves just basically half the field for him to throw to, and it's so condensed, and Dixie's so good on pass defense, Mike.
Yeah.
He's only had a couple open guys all night to throw to.
And a good job. They shut him down. They should get the ball, they being the Flyers, in pretty good field position. A little over 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. The deep backs, the ball is up in the air. And a fair catch called for, but it goes to the turf. I'm not sure who got it. Flyers think they got back on. And they did. Wow. Nearly a huge turnover by Dixie.
Yeah, rare muff here by Nate Mahi coming up for the wobbler. Fair catches it. Has to go to a knee to catch it, and underestimates how shallow it was, but luckily for the Flyers is quick to jump on it and recover.
All right, so the Flyers will have it actually a yard into Redmond territory. And with 2:59 to go, Dixie will try to start this series. They've only got half the field to go. Let's see what they can come up with. As they go with double wide to the near side, double wide right now, in motion goes Mahi. Rolling, looking, downfield, fires it complete underneath the Mahi. He gets a nice little inside cut, coming back down inside the 35 near the 30-yard line. All that momentum, again, was going to the outside. How he turns that around and comes back.
Yeah, amazing. Plants the foot and somehow just completely changes direction on this one. Once again, he's the fly sweep guy coming across the formation. Good job by Graff, squaring the shoulders, throws a bullet to him, and cuts left. Gets a good downfield block there by his offensive lineman. I think that was
Noah
Johnson. Yeah, great job.
I agree. I was just looking at that. What a job. So it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now Graff rolls to his left, puts it up in the air in the end zone, too tall. Oh, he had a man with about a step down there. But I think Miles Keenan was fooled by the pass. He didn't know whether to run, jump, or turn. It was too late.
Yeah, I didn't see if it looked like he may have stopped a little prematurely. The ball was definitely overthrown all the way to the corner.
Yep.
But he was kind of flat-footed back there in the end zone.
Well, we do have a penalty that would not have counted anyways. They're going to walk it off against the Flyers. And a 5-yard walk-off. So ball comes back now to the 35-yard line. That'll set up 1st and 15. 2:25, time to go here in quarter number 3. Game here tonight between the Dixie Flyers and the Cedar Redmond. And since the first quarter, it's been all Redmond. They lead it by 9. Graff out of the gun. They do hand it off this time on the fly sweep. Schweitzer's able to turns back inside and gets shoved out of bounds.
There's been some close calls a couple times on the Dixie sideline with Cedar. No flags, though. Schweitzer has been pretty effective the times he's gotten the ball. This time on the left side, gets some good blocking on the edge and cuts it up. Dixie's had a lot of success tonight running that play on either side, whether it's to Mahi or Schweitzer, excuse me.
Yep, good job. They get, they're within 4, so it's 2nd down now, 4 yards to go. Again, they fake the sweep to the right. Graff keeps it, looking up the middle, and he gets close to that 1st down. Maybe, well, we'll have to wait and see. The marker is just outside the 30 or the 20, and that's where the football is. Pretty good dive there, but he ends up just short. So it will be 3rd and 1. This is huge right now for the Flyers. Whatever it takes, they got to get this 1 yard.
We'll see if they bring Fakahua. Both Fakahuas back there at linebacker.
Again, sweep. No, they go straight ahead. Banuelos with a 1st down. Boy, and he just muscled his way in. That's like, you're not going to stop me.
Yeah, a rare short yardage, Fabulous Freddy's 1st down for the Flyers tonight. It's been rare that they've had to convert short ones, and usually they call an all curl and just allow Graff to throw it. This time they trust Banuelos to get the power run of the 1st down.
Game tonight brought to you in part again by the good folks with the Gridiron All-America game. That's coming up in the month of July, or June or January. We'll get it right. That's a few months off. But be ready for that.
Absolutely.
Folks.
Looking forward to that.
All right, 1:10 to go in the quarter. 1st and 10, Flyers. Banuelos trying to sweep. Now he has to reverse. They don't let him, and he's going to be dropped for about a 3-yard loss. Good lateral defensive move that time.
And once again, Twitchell on that left defensive end keeps his open arm free and just shuts it down. He has been great rushing the passer tonight. He's been containing that left side of the defense pretty well for Coach Bennett. Great job by the lanky number 18.
And give a little credit to Bryce Crowley, the big guy, the lineman out there too, hustled out on defense. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Flyers, 2nd down, about 13 yards to go. They have the ball. They were in the red zone. They're just back outside the red zone now. Graff back. Steps up. Fires it to the left side. Caught at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Flyers.
And that play has worked over and over and over again. Mike Muir on that left side. Just going to run 10 yards, turn to the left, and beat Tavian Brown to the ball as Brown kind of falls down trying to pursue the catch, but wow, that play has worked over and over again.
And again, as I watched Reggie Graff backing up, he did a three-step drop. He did take 1 step forward and laid that out there perfectly. So 1st and goal for the Flyers, and I don't think they're going to get this one off. Nope, they blow the whistle. They're going to take a little break, then we're all going to see him walk 100 yards and try it at the other end of the field. At the end of 3 complete quarters on the one-loss scoreboard, remains Cedar 16, Flyers 7, but the Flyers are knocking on the door. We're back in 1 minute.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Nice camera work, guys. Look around. There's a lot of beautiful sights here in southern Utah. Of course, the best one right now is called the football game, and it's right out in front of us. We go to the 4th quarter, 9-point lead for the Cedar Redmond, but the Flyers now have it. 1st and goal from around the 4-yard line. Reggie Graff kind of got the Flyers up and going again, and they did turn to the run a little bit more. They're going to a couple more fly sweeps. Graff has carried the ball. Now they go to the air. Swing pass. Corner route. Good touchdown.
High candy from a baby that time. Miles Keenan just with a 5-yard out. Beats the cornerback to the edge. And once again, timing perfect between Graff and his wide receivers on big plays tonight. 13-16. PAT pending here for the Flyers.
Yeah, well, that cuts the lead now down to 3 at 16-13. As you mentioned, they'll try the point after to make it a 2-point game. That would, of course, no need to go for the 2 because the 1 would put you within a single field goal of retaking the lead. I'm sure they're not thinking field goal, but we'll see what happens. And the snap. Now they're going with a fake as they flip it in the air and in the end zone. The ball is caught. Hello, touchdown. That'll teach me to talk about things. Well, I'll tell you, what a job by Kizare. Or is that Kizare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kazir with the catch, and Mahi was going to be the holder. We know he can play quarterback as well as he did a couple years ago as a sophomore. He wings that out. Actually, decent recovery by Cedar to at least kind of have a defender out there on an unexpected 2-point conversion. But great catch by Kazir.
All right, we're just underway here in the 4th quarter, and suddenly it's back to a 2-point or a 1-point game now as Dixie has come back. Their first points of the second half. 11:55. He's 10. We just played 5 seconds, and Dixie will have to give up the football. Let's see if Old Mo momentum now was swung back to the Blues.
Looks like Desert Hills has had a couple field goals in the second half. They lead Snow Canyon right now, 13-7 across town.
Well, I tell you, we're watching the replay there, and that was a nice pitch out to the K's there on the in the end zone there. All right, here we go. The kick is away, end over end, and it'll be short of the end zone, so they bring it out to the 10, to the 15. A gap up across the 20, knocked off his feet. Wow, he got just across the 20, and that was it. So Colby Meek taken down, and now the Flyers go back to defense. Let's see if the Redmen can respond after seeing that 9-point lead melt to 1.
Yeah, they need to have a huge rebound series here to kind of keep momentum on their side. Dixie feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Coach Bennett has Drake Fakahua back in there at running back. See if they can march it back down the field.
Jason Garrett. Drake Fakahua. Now, is that a penalty or they call a timeout? Had to call a timeout. Too many men on the field, so to avoid the penalty, they go with a timeout. And now both teams are down a timeout, are they not, here in the...
Yeah, you're right. Both
of them have 2 left, and Coach Olofo not happy at all. Good thing we can't read lips.
Yeah, there's been some frustrating moments for Coach Wayne here tonight with his defense, but trying to get things squared away. Huge drive coming up for the Cedar Redmen.
All right, the ball again is on the 22-yard line. Cedar will take over at that point, and we are just starting the 4th quarter of action. A lot does ride on these games. I mean, just pretty much every game counts to get that seeding into your postseason play. And once again, we do expect Region 9 to be well represented when it comes to postseason. So 11:49 to go in the game as we get set. 1st and 10, Cedar Redmond, Jackson Garrett, Drake Fakahua in the backfield. And now a motion man, that's Brown. And they give it to Brown. He rings the outside, gets about 3 yards up to the 25-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down and maybe give him 4. 2nd down, 6 yards to go.
Jake Staley having, as per his usual, a really good game for the Flyers. Bunch of tackles tonight, patrolling the middle part of that defense.
You know, all in all, we've seen 2 pretty good defenses.
Absolutely.
I mean, a combined 31 points in this one. We're still looking for somebody to get 25 or more so we can enjoy finding a hole and getting the first down. Or no, short of the first down. I looked at the wrong one. But picking up a quick 3-4 yards, Fakahua on the carry. And that'll bring up now 3rd and, they got less than I thought. 3rd and still about 5-6 yards.
Yeah, right. And kind of in a position where it's long enough where you're wondering if you can run for it. They don't necessarily feel confident right now, I don't think, in the passing game. So a very tough call here for Coach Bennett as far as if you're going to run it or pass it here on 3rd and 5.
I don't know if you can hear that rumble over the radio or over the TV, but that's the fans stomping their feet. They're saying, come on, defense. Of course, we're on the side of the blue. And back. Jackson Garrett looks up over the middle, overthrows his man, Tavion Brown, racing down the near side. But that was pretty good coverage, actually, by the defense again.
Yeah, I like just the straight drop back, allow Tavion Brown to try to beat his guy on a post. Gets maybe half a step on his guy, but either way, it was overthrown by too much by Garrett.
So the Redmen apparently going to give the football up with a lot of time left in this one, 10.5 minutes. Dixie may be a little bit up in the momentum department. They scored last, plus the 2-point fake punt or fake PAT conversion, and they trail now by just 1. Flyers will send 2 men back deep at their own 35-yard line. It'll be taken at the 35 to the near side, 40, 45, 50 to the 45. Hit from behind. And again, Mahi with a pretty good return. Well into Redmond territory. 1st and 10 Flyers at the Cedar 44.
And they're feeling pretty good right now, Mahi. You could hear the crowd kind of building in anticipation of him potentially taking it to the house. Gets a really good run back, hit hard by Anchor from behind. Luckily for the Flyers, holds on to the football there.
Yeah, Caleb Hardman on defense was the guy that got out there and did not allow Mahi to get to that outside. Then he turned it back in. All right, 1-point lead, Redmond. Cedar on their heels a little bit as the Flyers seem to have regained momentum. And Reggie Graff out of the gun with the fly sweep. They do hand it to him, looking for room to the outside. Has it, turns that far corner. Down the far sideline goes Miller. It'll be a big, big gain, and the Flyers are rolling. They'll mark him out all the way down inside the 25 at about the 23-yard line.
Miller, one of their stud two-way players, hasn't gotten a lot of targets throwing the ball. He's one of their best receivers. They try to reserve him as much as they can, but they need him on this drive. Beautiful fly sweeping. He takes it the rest of the way. Great job.
So Dixie trying to get the lead back. They led it 7-0, and then even after the first touchdown by Cedar, led 7-6. But since that time, until just a few moments ago, it's been all Cedar. And a quarterback keeper, Graff, up the middle. Nice option play, and I believe he gets another first down.
I think you're seeing the advantage that Dixie has, at least with a lot of the Cedar guys going both ways on the line of scrimmage. A lot of their offensive linemen also play defensive linemen.
Yep.
I think Dixie has a little bit more advantage being able to platoon their guys, and they seem right now to have a lot more energy in the fourth quarter.
All right, Graff was a yard shy, so it's second down and about a yard to go for Dixie. 9.5 minutes to go in the game. Flyers trying to retake that lead after trading the entire second half up to this point. Again, they faked the fly sweep. Hand up, Banuelos with the middle, touchdown.
And Cedar got into the backfield. Credit Banuelos for cutting it back in the middle, and nobody was there as he trots into the end zone, and Dixie takes the lead for the first time since way early in the first quarter.
Boy, that was a well-conceived play. They had a lot of action on that one. The fly sweep, the fake there. It could have been the quarterback himself keeping it, but instead he got it in the arms of Banuelos, and that's the Banuelos we've seen before. No one even got close to shutting him down. So, 21-16, the Flyers will go with a point after. And we have a whistle. And a timeout, Dixie. So they're going to use their second timeout. We'll take it with them. 9:19 to go. We'll make it a short 30-second break. We'll be back. 21-16. Now the Flyers back in 30.
So I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Hi, we're back once again. 9:19 to go here in the football game. Flyers have retaken the lead at 21-16, and they're going to go for it, Andy.
Yeah, well, I'll make it a 7-point game. I think the right decision here by Coach Monkers.
We'll know after this play if it was the right decision or not. They do spread the offense, double wide either side. Graff back, wants to go to the air, fires it complete. And they have the 2-point conversion, and that almost looked too easy, didn't it? What a job by Cedar.
And on every big play tonight for Dixie on offense, they just go to this same play as we see the touchdown here by Banuelos, cutting hard on his left foot, cutting it back up the middle for the easy score. But Coach Monkers has Graff and his outside receivers on point when it comes to running those out patterns because they're killing Cedar on big plays tonight.
All right, so the Flyers quickly back up 7 now. They lead at 23-16. Again, they were down by 9, and they have come roaring back with 16 of their own points. And 9-9. Now, there's still a lot of time left in this football game, and we have seen the Cedar Redmond come back. However, their kind of offense takes a little bit longer to run. It's the run, short yard, or gain.
And we see on that play, Cedar, just kind of the bigger guy runs right at the defensive back. They could write their own textbook on these patterns they're running, on how well they're run, getting into the body of the DB and cutting off of him and getting open on the edges. Great job by Cedar.
Kickoff is away, and this is going to be a little shorter. Actually, a couple of guys bumping at the 5-yard line. Now kicking outside, reversing back, up the middle, still on his feet, up to the 30-yard line. Wow, what a scramble there. I'll bet he ran 75 yards to gain 10, and that's Tavion Brown. By the way, a game tonight brought to you in part by Hearst General Store. They've been right that same location for many, many years. The Hearst family, well known here in the area. We certainly appreciate them. Thank you. Hearst General Store, a sponsor here on Sports. All right, here we go. 9:08 to go. Cedar Redmond now. Got to be able to turn the tide a little bit. They trail by 7 here with, again, 9:08 in the football game. Straight up the middle. Dixie defense stiffens a little bit, only gave up 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, they've stuffed the run that, in the first half was Cedar's bread and butter. In between the tackles, just power runs to Fakahua. And so far in the second half, they've made the adjustments. Credit Coach Alafopo and this defense keep them pretty quiet running the ball.
Split wide to the near side comes the young sophomore, Jackson Cook. He can be exciting as he split very wide. 2 wide to the left, single wide to the right. And the pitch back to Fakahua. Fakahua turns, cuts up, bowls his way close, and may have gotten the first down. Needed about 6-7 yards. I believe he's just shy.
I like that outside pitch play. We'll see Jackson Cook coming once again on the crack block. Last time he was called for helmet to helmet. This time he's a little bit more careful coming in and hitting the guy, the outside linebacker there, to allow Fakahua a little bit of a running lane just short of the first down.
All right, so it'll be 3rd and about 1 yard to go. Now the officials come in, and I think they just made sure they got it in the right spot. So it's 3rd and 1, and here comes Cedar Redmond. The defenders on the near side, that's the fans in the stands here, got the feet going. Jump along the line, nobody goes off. They fake the Fakahua run, and then it's Jackson Garrett up the middle.
Walden.
Oh, I thought it was a flag. It was a towel.
Looks like they're clean. Yeah, Walden makes the play just after the first down. Good read once again by Garrett. Keep the drive going.
Yeah, good job. Again, he's got that option. He is a very good option quarterback. And he's called a pretty good game. Maybe only once or twice. Maybe gone with the wrong option here. All right, once again, the Cedar Redmond, Jackson Garrett. Fakes again the handoff. Blasts himself to the outside, but that didn't fool that left side of the Flyer line, and someone's not too happy out there. That's Caden Fa'umuina.
Yeah, a little extracurricular pushing between him and Nate Ellis. But, so far it's been a pretty clean game. Not a ton of flags and not a lot of chippiness, but as it gets closer and the clock gets lower and lower, sometimes that tends to happen.
It does. I know it's about 3 or 4 of his teammates were right there, though. It's okay. It's a back off, buddy. All right, it is 2nd and about 7 for the Redmen. Jackson Garrett throws it low and way too early. Tavion Brown barely got squared away, and I don't think he knew where the pass was coming.
Yeah, and that's the contrast between Dixie and Cedar tonight on just a simple outplay.
Yep.
Cedar just hasn't been able to complete anything all night, whereas Graff has just been on target with his receivers.
All right, the big 3rd down play as we get under 7 minutes now to go in the ball game. Game tonight being brought to you in part once again by Wilkinson's. And the stats we have brought to you on our Wilkinson stat line. Thank you very much. 6:52 to go. Big 3rd down. 7 yards to go for the Redmen. Jackson Garrett out of the gun. Rolls right. Pitches out on the option and held short of the first down. Ball might even have come loose. A lot of guys jumped to the ground, but it was hung on to there by the Cedar Redmond.
I think they got just enough yardage to justify them going for it, even though they're on their wrong half of the 50, Mike. We'll see what they call here. They've come out before and tried to do a hard count, but I anticipate now, with just about 6 minutes left in the game, they don't want to risk kicking it back to Dixie, still down a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm with you, and they're going to actually call a timeout and talk it over, so we'll take the break with them. 45-second break coming up, 6:15 to go in the game. On the one-loss scoreboard, Flyers 23, Cedar 16, back to 14.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
You made your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
All right, getting close to crunch time, but still over 6 minutes to go, and a huge 4th and 2 for the Cedar Redmond. They're coming up on the 44, need to get to the 46-yard line. Out of the gun, Jackson Garrett, option, and he dives. Boy, that's going to be close.
Incredibly close. They bring both middle linebackers there to plug holes, and it took him a while here to make his decision. Had to yank it out of Fakahu as he dove for the first down. It looks like he's short.
He's short. Flyers hold on, and that may be the play of the game right there for us. Wow.
Amazing hold there by the Flyers. That had been working all night for Garrett. Always chooses the right call, it seems like, and I think he made the right decision there to keep it. Just took him a little too long, I think, to make the decision.
Yep. All right, still over 6 minutes to go in the game. Now let's see if for the Flyers, if their offense can come alive and play a little control football. But while you control it, you got to get those first downs. Do not give Cedar Redmond another shot at it.
I want to credit Warren Tulahili there with the stop for Dixie on that huge play.
Fake on the fly. Graff keeps it. He works to the left side. He'll get 2 yards to the 43-yard line. By the way, the Flyers had it on the 45 inside of Cedar territory. So the clock will continue to run. And again, Cedar has, well, both teams only have 1 timeout remaining. Pretty good job as we watch the replay. That was a safe play.
Yes.
So we're going to keep it in. We're going to keep the clock running. I do get a couple of yards, so it's 2nd and 8.
You see Coach Wayne on the sideline getting his defense prepped for maybe one more big stop in this game.
Yep. Hey, he's pretty animated tonight, isn't he? They want this game. Again, with a fly fake, step back. Graff's going up top, got a man down there and overthrows him in the corner. Down deep. Is that Keenan?
Yeah, Miles Keenan on that left side. Kind of had to stumble a little bit near the end of his route. Good job by Graff looking off the safety, right, gunning it left, but just overshoots him by a couple feet.
Kind of an interesting call, and yet it is surely Munkas-esque.
Yes.
Right, Munker?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know he's going to pull something because you would think, okay, we're going to crash it. We're going to keep the clock running. Now we're going to drop back and go over top. But it nearly was completed.
Yeah. I kind of like the call. I mean, catch him off guard, go for the jugular right now. But you're right, it does stop the clock, forces him into a tough 3rd and 8 here for a conversion.
Right, they still have that 8 yards to go. So the ball's on the 43. Motion man. Fake the fly sweep. Up the middle. Graff still on the run. He gets to the outside and go all the way down near the 25-yard line. And what a job. And once again, Andy, you called it. You said what needs to happen? We need to get the feet of Graff in the game.
Absolutely, and they've been awesome on 3rd downs tonight, Mike. This time the conversion with his feet. Just after a tough play on 2nd down, the clock is stopped. Graff makes probably his biggest run of the night.
Yep. Hanker, the defender, had to come from behind Graff to get the stop. And They put some other clock on, or some time on the clock. Apparently ran it. Oh, there we go, 4 more seconds. So here we go with 5:08 officially on the clock. 1st and 10. The ball on the 26-yard line. Again, man in motion. They had a straight ahead. Banuelos up the middle. He gets another first down inside the red zone, inside the 15. And the Flyers are rolling here in the 4th quarter.
And plays that weren't working in the first half are working in the second half for the Flyers. They just have more legs late in this game than do the Cedar Redmen. A lot of hands on hips from that defensive line, especially for Cedar.
Michael Anker once again on the tackle. He's had back-to-back tackles. Unfortunately, they've been after about a 10-yard gain. So the ball is all the way down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Flyers. And again, they go inside. Banuelos, he kicks to the outside, cuts back inside, looking for the end zone. Got there, touchdown!
And another huge run by Banuelos. He has picked him apart in this second half. Power run, gets to the goal line, powers his way through, and enjoying a homecoming TD in front of the home faithful here at Flyer Field.
You got to say now that maybe that green, which looked pretty good on a road victory for the Redmen, may be slipping. Not maybe, it looks like it is. Now down 13 and a point after coming out. So the Dixie Flyers, after really being held in check for about 2 quarters, and they've exploded.
Yeah, they've turned it on in the second half, both on defense. Cedars had nowhere to go, and they're able to run it, throw it. Great second half adjustments by Coach Monkers and Alafapo.
Now there's a whistle, and they stop play, and they turn to the guy and says, does anybody want to throw a flag here? I'm not sure what the call was, because that's going to be offsides against the Redmen, so they're going to move it 2 feet. So it'll be another attempt coming up now for the Flyers. They'll still go ahead and kick it, I assume. Is that what it was? I was told it was too many players on the field. Well, I don't know, they haven't been able to stop them with 11, so we'll try 12, see if that'll work. So the point after coming up, 4.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Dixie scored first, went flat, did nothing for about 2 quarters, but boy, they have roared back here to get it, and the kick goes through, and now it's a 30-16, 2-touchdown lead. Let's take just a 30-second break. We'll come back for the final 4.5 minutes on the one-loss scoreboard. Flyers 30, Redmond 16, back in 30.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
All right, the Dixie Flyers will kick off. Put into it, and it goes well over top everybody, all the way in and out of the end zone. Touchback, the ball comes through the play.
I want to thank our newest sponsor, Curran Christensen and NAI Real Estate, your hometown commercial real estate broker. Score on your next property. We're locating by calling Curran Christensen at 851-2226. He'll be our new Red Zone sponsor, Mike.
All
Dixie's
right.
been pretty good in the red zone tonight, especially in the second half.
They have indeed. So appreciate our new sponsors, all of our sponsors. And again, we do thank St. George Intermountain Acceleration. Boy, they've been around for a while, and they're putting a lot of these young athletes on the field better prepared. Back goes Jackson Garrett, wings it to the right side. It is complete. The catch made by Colby Meek. Did he cut between 2 defenders and pick up another couple of yards? Let's watch the replay.
Yeah, he does a little slice here, it looks like, after the catch between number 20, that's Holupe, and number 9. Good job. And he's had just a few chances tonight. He goes both ways, but he's a guy that needs to get the ball more throughout the rest of the season.
Right. Gain of about 8. Second down, 2 yards to go. Clock stopped because he went out of bounds. They go right back to that side again, and it is a catch and good for a first down. Pretty good job out there. This time that's Tavion Brown. And that now they're starting to hit that little quick out pattern, which they were missing earlier. But when you're only picking up 3 and 4 yards at a time, it's a little tough. So, 1st and 10, the ball out across the 30 at the 33-yard line. And the Redmen now have 4:05 to go in the game. They're down 2 touchdowns. Garrett comes to the near side, bounced in the air. Flyers had a chance but couldn't get to it off the outstretched arms of Tavion Brown. I don't know, that probably should have been caught by Tavion.
Yeah, a bullet pass right to his chest, bounces up. Luckily not high enough to where Dixie could intercept it here, but 2nd and 10 coming up for the Redmen.
Linebacker Lorenzo Schwalker got a chance. Give him a gentle little, that wasn't so gentle, but a little bump there. All right, once again on the rollout. Pitch is complete, but it goes for naught as they pitch it out to Drake Fakahua, and he was wrapped up, and they're going to lose a yard.
Been impressed by Kanohi all night long on the right side this time. Coming up on the much bigger Fakahua, getting to his legs, hitting him on the shoulder pads, and going down to his ankle and dragging him down. Great technique by Kanohi.
I like it. The job by Layton tonight. 3.5 to go in the game. And again, a 2-touchdown lead for the Dixie Flyers. And you look at that, the bounce in their step is back out there. They're feeling good about life. And why not? 3-man rush now from Dixie. They're dropping back a little more, prevent defense. Nowhere to go for Jackson Garrett. He rolls right, drops it deep, incomplete up near midfield. Well, he did use what little protection he had, but he had to get out of that box there, and then by then he's running, and the pass not accurate.
Yeah, sneaks out of the pocket as he's done a lot tonight, whether it's designed or not. He hasn't been too comfortable just sitting right behind the center, able to throw it. This time goes to Jackson Cook, but well short.
Yeah, the youngster a little upset, but he didn't have a shot at it. So incomplete pass, stops it, and the important thing is also it's 4th and 11 for the Cedar Redmen. This could be the final play for Redmond unless they get at least 11 yards. Chased out of the pocket, rolling right, jump pass, and it's incomplete, and the Flyers will take over in great field position, and all they got to do is run 3 minutes. Both teams do have 1 timeout, but with a 2-touchdown lead, there's really not a lot at stake here.
Yeah, tries to sling it in here to Caleb Hardman. I think even if he caught it, probably would have been a yard short of the first down anyhow. I think Coach Bennett has got to be very proud of his team's effort tonight, but obviously the one thing to really try to figure out in region play is the pass game.
Yep. All right, 2:57 remaining. Out come the Flyers. They will still send Travis Muir very wide to the left, double wide out to the near side, including Joshua Kaiser. And in the backfield, Bonzuelos. Now Flino, they give it to Bonzuelos up the middle. He's caught and pushed backwards, not going anywhere.
Nate Ellis with a monster play. He's been great on the offense. On the defense, he's their pulling guard on offense. He's their interior lineman plugging up the A gap on defense. He's doing a great job.
He started to get up, and then he sat down as if he may have a cramp or something. He started to get up, sat back. Now he's still trying to get up. Yeah, I think that's a cramp now. He is walking off the field. That's the good news for the Cedar Redmond. 2:38 to go. Well, we've been treated, Nanny, to a pretty good football game.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people had this more, didn't expect this competitive of a matchup. The Cedars battle. I've been impressed with their defense, offensively, running the ball, especially in the first half. They did a great job, but Dixie's just been too much energy in the second half. They've been playing with fire on offense, and obviously have kind of run away with it here.
All right, so that'll bring up 2nd down, about 9 yards to go. They say forward momentum got a 1-yard gain. And so the Flyers, they restart the clock. Clock running with 2:25. And again, 2nd and 9 yards to go. Flyers trying to wrap up their first conference win, go 3-1 on the year. They come with a crossing pattern in the backfield. Bonzuelos to the near side. He gets all the way down to the 15-yard line before he is finally caught and taken down by Dustin Berry. It'll be 1st and 10 Flyers with a little more than 2 minutes to go, and Dixie is definitely going to get the win tonight.
And that, for me, that's kind of the side story of tonight's game. To this point in the season, I don't know that Banuelos had kind of made himself the star running back of this team, but tonight that's definitely been the case. Already got 2 scores, especially in the second half. He's really stepped up and kind of alleviated some of the running burden off of Reggie Graff.
He's looked really good. He's got the shifts. He can find the holes. He's very good runner, and he runs sideways. That helps a little bit. 1:50 to go in the game. On the fly sweep, they do hand it to Schweitzer, but he gets caught. Finally goes down. Boy, he was battling there. He was spun around, didn't quite get down. But they do get him now with no gain. So it's 2nd down and 10. But again, he kept in bounds, so the clock continues to run.
Nicely done there by Trayton Payne.
Yep.
Cedar Redmond.
Watch that. He spun him around. The knee was about 6 inches off the turf. He didn't touch down, but he didn't gain any more yards either. Now the Flyers will just take their time. Mosey on up to the football. It is 2nd down and 10, but a little over a minute to go. They have got this one wrapped up. Graff on the snap. Hands off on the sweep. Trying to turn that corner. Got a couple of yards down that far sideline. Picked up probably about 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd. Now, he also got out of bounds, so it did stop the clock, at least till they reset the play and get ready to go. And a couple of more substitutes. Travis Muir checks back into the game. So Dixie, first score of the game, went flat. And then came back in the second half to pick up this big needed home victory over the big rival there with Cedar. 54 seconds, 3rd down, 7 yards to go. High snap, and Graff goes up, brings it down. Goes right up the middle. He'll pick up a couple of yards. Now at least it'll give him a decision. Now it's 4th down, but the clock is still running. I would say now that if they have to snap it before the time runs out, they'll run it on 4th and game's over anyway.
Yeah, right. After they probably have a couple seconds left over after they snap it, and they easily get out of this one without having to give the ball back.
All right, so the Dixie Flyers coming back here on their home field, getting the victory. Don't forget tonight, they don't even have to snap it apparently, as they know it's theirs. They've got the win. 30-16 was the final. We will have a complete wrap-up on Region 9, 3 games tonight. One a complete blowout, this one a good game, and the last we heard a 6-point differential over at Desert Hill. So we'll bring you up to date. Well, they stopped the clock with 5 seconds. So I guess what they did is they ran it down as far as they could and called timeout. Dixie using their final timeout. Now they'll decide on what to do. You can take it, just hand it off, and the game still is over in 5 seconds. I'm sure they're going to do something like that. But nonetheless, it's official, 30-16, unless I guess a score on the final play. But we'll wait and see. So the Redmen come back out. Flyers will head back out. Looks like Nate Mahe was headed out. He turned around. He was the only guy headed out. Whoops. Did I miss a little instruction on that, Coach?
Be surprised if they maybe snap it back to the quarterback, let him kind of run backwards, maybe
and then down
it or something, down it. I don't know. Try to waste as much time.
Well, you got 5 seconds to run off, because if you down it before that, it does give Cedar some time. But it looks like they're going to snap it back deep, about a 15-yard snap. Well, they get it back. Now he rolls, and he'll run out the time. So that'll be it. And he slides down. Game over. It's finally in the books. Official. 30-16. Andy, kudos on the call because what you said should happen happened, and Dixie gets the win.
Yeah, good for the Flyers responding in the second half. Never fun to be down at half on your homecoming night. You got a dance to go to. You want to be in high spirits, and they definitely rebounded after the locker room talk for Moncton and Alapapo. Turned on the Jets on offense. Defense stifled Cedar for most of the second half. Great job rebounding by the Flyers.
All right, we're going to take a 90-second break and get ready to wrap things up here tonight. Be sure and join us for the post-game show. We're going to hand out the honors, and we'll be choosing a super sub of the game, brought to you by Jimmy Johns, the dash-bucking player of the game. And, of course, we have our big play of the game. And we certainly appreciate all of our great sponsors making that all possible. Appliance Wholesalers Plus. 90-second break. We'll be back. Also on TV, don't forget, we do have a quick recap on some of the highlights of this one. The final. The Flyers win at 30-16 over Cedar. We're back in 90.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Hi, we welcome you back. Glad to have you along with us once again. Mike along with AT Andy Thompson. And we just watched a heck of a football game. Kind of expected it. Not really the way it manufactured through the game, but the end result probably pretty close to what we could have predicted, Andy.
Yeah, Cedar, a team that was picked fairly high in the region by the media and the coaches. Playoff team from last year came in 2-1 after preseason play and battled Dixie up at the half. Was physical in the trenches, ran the ball really well. Drake Fakahua, Jackson Garrett both had great games. But Dixie was just too much in the second half, Mike.
I guess we should mention, too, that the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is yours, folks. You got the 30 points out of the Flyers tonight, so that'll give you a chance to run down, grab yourself some free yogurt on your way home, and thank you very much to the Dixie Flyers. We appreciate also Holbrook Asphalt, great supporter. This is the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. And they make going to the dentist about as good as you possibly can make it. Okay?
Yes.
Have to be careful.
I always have to lie whenever I go to the dentist. I always feel bad about that.
I was going to say. All right, well, starting off, let's take a look at some of the highlights here. The second half of action once again as the Flyers come rolling back. First of all, on the Cedar Redmond, nice pitch back to Fakahua. And look at this run. Man, he just showed some good speed for a big guy.
Absolutely. I mean, they lose Trent Maurer last year, one of the best running backs in the league, and Drake this year, both sides of the ball has really stepped in and had an awesome game tonight.
And here comes the field goal. This was when the Redmen were starting to tack on and push that. They got it up to 9 points, and that was as far apart as they got. Here's a big part, I think, of the reason Flyers got back in this one tonight is the excellent running of Schweitzer and Kazir and Dior and company.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job, Schweitzer, breaking a huge tackle on that one. And Benuelos was awesome in the second half. Nobody could tackle him, including the ref.
Yeah, that's right. He tried. He tried, but he was pushed away. All right, Reggie Graff also stepping it up in the air, puts that one. Now he was picked off in the end zone. That was a battle for the ball, but I guess he wanted more.
Yeah, after the field goal, then the pick in the end zone by Tyler Robinson, you're thinking, man, maybe Cedar is going to sustain and hold on to this one. But then Graff leads down a pretty good drive here, that one to Nate Mahi on the short gainer.
I just love the running and the catching and all that he does. Mahi, a great job. Here comes that fake punt, or the fake point after, and they went for two. And I think that really ignited Dixie, saying, wow, we can do about anything now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next one, just an easy score, 5-yard out throw, that time to Miles Keenan for the score.
And here's that last touchdown. I believe just a excellent run up the middle. And Weston Banuelos, what a job. And this is when they went for the 2-point again. Got it done. So the final result was 30-16. We see more of the highlights. You mentioned that's probably Graff's best run of the night.
Yes, it was, and it was key. It was a 3rd down and 8. They had just gotten that 4th and short stop, and then Banuelos takes in, I think he takes in another one here to put it up 30-16 on the ground. Fakes left, goes back to the right, and powers his way in for his second score of the game.
See him fight for those last couple of yards.
Tough kid. And with the loss of Amon Quinn, it was like, man, he was our guy, and then Banuelos has really stepped up, and tonight maybe his best of the game of the season.
And they really put the clamps on, and that forced the Cedar Redmond to go to the air, and something they were not really wanting to do. Banuelos with another good run you see there. But I just think that Jackson Garrett, under pressure, didn't really want to throw it, but he had to, and just short-armed a couple of them late in the game. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look. Do we have any updates on games?
Yeah, it looks like Desert Hills went up 27-7 last score I saw on Snow King, so they extended it big. I'm trying to get an update on the Montrosity score up. Pineview against Canyon View. Last we heard was 62-6. I can't imagine what it is now. But
yeah, I was going to say that was the first half score, folks, so we'll kind of leave it there. You'll get all the details, the scores, and little information on each game coming up here once again in our post-game show. All right, let's take a look. We have, again, an opportunity right now to come up with a couple of honors. As we look at that, of course, we'll go with our DATS Trucking player of the game. Let's start there. Do you have any thoughts on that, Andy?
Holy cow. I mean,
you got a bunch, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the defense played awesome for Dixie. We could probably pick one. Banuelos probably had his biggest game of the year. He had a couple touchdowns running the ball. And for me, that was the big question, was running the ball. Graff is always efficient. He's always going to complete 15 to 20 passes a game. But Banuelos tonight, Mike, the second half was kind of the spark they needed, especially in the red zone, had those two big scores.
Yeah, he really did. Let's go with number 6, Weston Banuelos, as our DATS Trucking player of the game. Congratulations to him. I think I know the one that I want to name here as our Playmaker play of the game, brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus, and I'm going to give it to the whole defensive team.
Yeah.
I thought that play right there when they held him short, and it wasn't easy because that was Drake Fakahua carrying the ball, but they held him short. They took over. And was that in the early fourth quarter?
Yeah, fourth quarter near midfield. Cedar's just down by one score. It's 4th and 1. And they just run their bread and butter play, but that time stuffed by the defense. I agree.
All right, that'll be our Playmaker play of the game. So congratulations. Great. It was a great defensive matchup between these two teams. All right, and finally one more honor to hand out. I don't know where to go on this one. I think here it's our Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. I thought we had guys that played well. We had some names that we haven't called in a while. I don't know so much in a sub, but I tell you what, there's got to be a defensive player that we should honor.
Yeah, absolutely. So many guys on defense. I thought William Levitt was awesome for Cedar, pressuring Graff, especially in the first half. For the Dixie Flyers, defensively, Jake Staley, obviously a starter, but one of the guys that I think needs some attention for how many tackles he had tonight. You know what? Leighton Kanohi was awesome on the edge, right?
I like that. I thought he came up with a couple of big plays, so we're going to go with Kanoe as we're going to call him our substitute / defensive / good guy winner in the game. What do I know? He deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We appreciate you joining us again on the radio on Channel 22 here. Guys in the truck, excellent job again tonight. It's fun to be with you guys, and, of course, you can also see it on sportsradio977.com. A lot of good ways to see it. Andy, it's always a pleasure
Absolutely,
working with
Mike.
you. That's going to do it. Dixie gets the big win, 2-touchdown victory. Don't stay away too long because we have a complete wrap-up of all the games coming up. That's going to do it for tonight. Again, a 2-touchdown win for the Flyers. They get it done at home. On behalf of Andy Thompson, Mike McGarry, saying good night from Walbrook Stadium.